People used to respect and like Destiny a lot because of how well measured and how orderly he was with his thinking.
This is like the thing that's boring me the most with all the political commentary, and it's actually like wearing me down, which is maybe the goal, I guess. There's never any engagement with anything that's being said. It's always it's either personal or this meta level. Engage with anything I've said.
When you're 19, you're a little kid, okay? Now, if you're 22, a 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the same, dude. I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old freshman in school as I would have been sophomore in high school.
Guys, I'm doing the Destiny thing. We've done a ton of Destiny coverage on the channel. People were pointing out, like saying like, oh, you need to cover this or you need to cover that. Like there's been like a whole organized thing to go after everybody who ever knew Destiny and stuff. And now simultaneously, Hassan Piker's been exposed a week later through the content nuke video. And now all of the people who were launching the manhunt last week are sweeping this week. It's really funny. As expected, it's been actually, it's super hilarious to see all this stuff go down. I took a little break from Destiny content because I think I posted 6 videos in the span of 7 days. Going through, I think 3 of them were updates on Destiny, so the initial allegations, 1 update video, and then like the final reaction to his stream. And then simultaneously, I did a separate stream VOD for every single major other player, right? There's one for Erudite, which I believe was a 91% or like a 90.8%. That was the lowest liked video in a while. Ultimately, though, the one where I doubled down in the next video is like a 93%. So it took a day for people to agree with me, and then they did. Then we covered, so Erudite, Dan, and President Sunday each had their own VOD, and then 3 for Destiny. So those were all posted. And then all the Hassan stuff at this point, I think like at least 6 VODs for the Hassan and Ethan Klein stuff have come out. All of those are 90. I covered these stories back to back, and every single video is 90 plus. Most of them are between 92 and 95%. So despite the fact that I'm going over both communities that absolutely hate each other, it really has an impact how the videos have been received. So that's good. You guys have been super supportive so far. I said I'd watch the Content Nuke Destiny video, but I wanted to let it breathe for a bit. So now I guess as good a time as any. Yeah, I'll probably skip around a little bit and go from section to section, but because I don't think I'm gonna watch it for 3 hours. But
I don't wish to bring
this was posted, I think, just before Ethan Klein's content nuke, in that little lull between the time where the Destiny allegations were made, and then Ethan dropped his video, kind of popping in. So let's hop over here.
I don't wish to bring anybody any more harassment than they've already received, but you have to understand that at this point, I'm kind of being pushed into playing my entire hand. There will be no vague allegations today. There will be no mentions of nukes.
I remember this stream. I don't remember which one this was, but I have a feeling here. I don't know what he's going to cover, but like when I see the Destiny stuff, I don't retroactively go back and like justify positions to dislike things that I didn't care about before, if that makes sense. That's like not my goal. So I'm going to maintain positions, and I don't really care if people are upset by that. Unless all this stuff is just horrendous, then maybe we'll talk.
I went with the title, Kethels, a case study on internet terrorism and mass media manipulation. This is going to be a cataloging the past year, demonstration of what happens when communities fail to hold their own members responsible, and what comes of the belief that there are no bad tactics.
Oh, I see what he's doing here. I see what he's doing here. Okay, I don't care about like KYS memes and stuff, but I see what he's doing here. So he's playing that communities aren't holding them accountable, and now he's gonna cross-reference that with like Destiny's community. Okay.
Hold their own members responsible.
Okay.
And what
I like
comes of
that.
the belief that there are no bad tactics, only bad targets. This is going to be a careful documentation of lies. I'm not running around screen sharing people's nudes. I'm not having
Oh, that didn't age super well.
secret recordings to be in my apartment.
That might not have aged very well. We'll see how that is handled in a court of law.
Bro, I'll talk about anything all the time ever.
That didn't age well either. Okay, so far this is a pretty fire intro.
Are we serious?
So then the question stands, did you Lauren Southern?
That didn't age well either. Oh man, oh boy.
What is Bunty King to you?
Woo-wee! Okay, chat. My expectations are already met by this video. I didn't have super high ones, but for the first 48 seconds, this is way better than what we were watching before. Who made this? Ryan Beard.
Scams. Every
single person on the internet that is pushing NFTs is just trying to find a bigger sucker. You can basically buy and sell, or you can
Dude,
buy
I own the NFT, dude. My Destiny NFT.
like Twitch clips, and you get an NFT that you can get autographed by the streamer. And you know what? If you buy it, I can go right up here and click autograph, and I can sign whatever NFT you want me to sign. Okay.
I have mine autographed, dude. I think the site went down. The issue with that is I don't think it was a real NFT. It was literally just buying the rights to have a clip on their site. Like, you couldn't put that NFT in a wallet. It was just literally just like it was nothing. That's all it was. It was literally nothing. It was less than an NFT.
Bullying, doxing. I literally just doxed that girl. The one that tried to throw egg on me like a week or two ago. Like, I don't give a fuck about like doxing. And an utter.
And again, this is why I don't care about this stuff. Like, yeah, he quote unquote doxed the girl who like threatened to throw an egg at him.
Here's the thing, okay? Firstly, people are arguing over whether or not I doxed that girl, okay? I did.
Wasn't this like a person who threatened to assault him at an event?
If you're going to post pictures of where I'm at and even jokingly suggest or offer to pay people to come and attack me, I will do whatever the fuck I can, okay, to fuck with your life. Absolutely.
Like, they were posting on social media that they were gonna like attack him at like an IRL event, and wasn't it accompanied with like a picture?
Abso-fucking-lutely. And anybody that thinks even wrong, well, isn't it blah blah blah, fucking yourselves, and don't unfollow me and leave, because I will do this over and over and over again. I will keep doing it. If you're deranged enough to, on an account where your information is so easily locatable, to take a fucking picture of me, post it somewhere, Destiny is here at this time and I'll pay you money if you go and attack him, fuck you. Yeah, of course I'm gonna fucking bring down the weight of the world on you. You're fucking crazy.
Molina recently confirmed that the sex tapes leaked by Destiny
This clip is insane by fucking Wick.
Jesus Christ.
the girl were shared by Destiny without her
Nice,
consent.
good one, nice.
If she has no
Yes.
legal recourse.
And I've got a whole bunch of super chats for you, Wick. Ready?
Okay.
And then he didn't have any super chats for Wick. Like, he's just sitting there frozen. In these moments, he was contemplating what the next couple of weeks of his life would turn into.
Over the years, I've worried about the types of tactics endorsed by progressive communities. The uncomfortable distorting of narratives. Honestly, I'm pro-genocide. It sounds really shitty, but like, I think that Israel should just drop its borders about where it is now, and basically Palestinians can go live in another place. That's really shitty, but like, that's about where I'm at. The grotesque shape-shifting of facts. Let's say there's a person that's like 30 years old and tries to like randomly sext like 14-year-old.
Bro, I don't know what clip he's gonna play, but there's no worse clip than him saying that to him, a fucking 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old when he was like 27 years old. Like, that Destiny was like the same age as me saying that, and then he goes on like 10 years later to be like exchanging his friends' sex tapes with like a 19-year-old OnlyFans girl. That's crazy.
And 15-year-olds. I don't think that would be considered grooming. The general inability to hold themselves to a decent standard of behavioral conduct. The riot.
There's worse. Wait, I Hate Everything just put a video about. Hold on. If you interrupted my segment for Destiny the Final Shape by I Hate Everything, I'm gonna explode.
The stake.
Fuck you, Smaggle!
thing needs to stop. And if that means like white redneck militia
Yeah, I didn't ever, like, this is a funny comment. I didn't care about this either.
dudes out there mowing down dipshit protesters that think that they can torch buildings at 10 p.m., then at this point they have my blessing, because holy shit. It was the tale of an internet bully given far too much power. Did you guys know that if a bitch breaks up with you and you send her nudes to everybody, even that's wrong, guys? On a mission to seek fame and fortune.
So what's that look like revenue-wise? I think last time you said it was like $50K a month.
It's probably a little bit higher than that now. Yeah.
By building a career through vicious conflict.
50K a month. That was what they were making over on the podcast, right? Yeah, like if that's the podcast revenue, they're making 50K a month. I totally understand why like Dan and fucking Erudite are just reacting so weirdly.
Actually, kill yourself. Yes, kill yourself. We've allowed ourselves to gaze into the abyss for far too long. Destiny is the result.
On January 8th, 2025, the streamer Destiny's ex-wife Melina accused him of sharing pornographic videos of her without her consent to a 19-year-old young woman over Discord.
Something I can't, like, I'm not gonna go into detail of anything, but there's plenty of people that's wondering this, but I feel like this should be obvious. Nothing Thing has happened with consent with anyone, not me and not anyone else. Like, there's been no consent.
On January 21st, 2025, one of Destiny's close friends named Pixie accused him of also sharing pornographic videos of her.
So Pixie obviously being the main person who's come out against Destiny, putting out the twit longer. If you're not up to date, but I imagine everyone is.
Without her consent. Destiny later revealed that this
Dude, Rose is Coming is the name of the fucking user.
19-year-old he had sent these pornographic videos to had allegedly been hacked, leading to these videos being leaked on the internet.
Most people seem to think it's her. I don't know why, but I mean, it's plausible that it would still be her.
I think a friend of mine's account from that I talked to like 3 or 4 years ago ended up getting compromised, and you know, sometimes you just gotta...
Sure, of course, compromise. Nobody would ever do that.
You just gotta roll with the memes. It is what it is. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Okay.
Later on that same day of January 21st, one of Destiny's previous close friends named Cherry not only accused Destiny of sharing a recording of them having sex without her consent, but also of recording her without her knowledge.
It's funny because Denims is like, well, Minecraft YouTubers are oftentimes sex pests, therefore I believe that George Not Found is guilty. But like, that's like kind of the same, like people are saying that about that, but it's like, then when it comes to Destiny, it's just like, well, I think I can reasonably come to the conclusion that this Cherry stuff is probably correct, considering that, like, he's already distributing his friends' naked pictures. People think those are, like, the same thing. Like, you can come to the conclusion that, like, it's plausible that Cherry is telling the truth based off the fact that, like, Destiny is already leaking his friends' fucking images. I mean, who's to say he's not recording them? But then Denims is like, listen, guys, Minecraft YouTubers are oftentimes sex criminals, so I'm gonna just assume George is guilty. I don't know.
Knowledge. Destiny has since admitted to sharing
It's like she doesn't understand how to navigate, like, I don't know, anything.
Sex tapes of Pixie and
The
Melina.
LeBron James defense?
Without their consent. Cherry's allegation is still just an allegation, but she has recently filed a police report against Destiny. This is
Alright, so he's handling this well, too.
the story of Stephen Bennell II, a man given far too much power and the ways he has abused this power for his own personal gain.
It's crazy. I couldn't stand Ryan Beard for years, but in like the last calendar year, all of his takes have been pretty reasonable. He comes in chat. He's been cool. Like, I'm kind of shocked about this. Like, when we were talking about the Bo Black stuff, Bo Black's like, I came out to Ryan Beard. That was like while we were all fighting with Ryan Beard. So I was like, wait, what the fuck? You talk to Ryan Beard? But like, that's not modern Ryan Beard.
Hi, so this video has been a long time coming. I've been slowly collecting evidence about this man Destiny here for about 3 years now, and I don't know about you, but I think it's finally time to take this motherfucker down.
Who is
Destiny is widely hated by a variety of communities
See, Jar, this is the confidence that you needed in your response video.
across the internet for a variety of reasons. But no matter how hated Destiny became, he always had a strong army of sycophants that would defend him no matter what he did. However, recently, almost all of his orbiters have abandoned him. Orbiters are what he calls his friends who stream with him. Basically, the implication is that Destiny is this massive planet, and all of his friends are these little planets that orbit around him. This has created an ecosystem where most of Destiny's friends rely on Destiny's success for fame and money. And because most of these people rely on Destiny for money,
which, by the way, is simultaneously what you're seeing with Mike from PA, what you're seeing with Denims, what you're seeing with fucking Brogan, all these people who are like Hassan Piker waiting rooms. This is why they're not going to give any reasonable takes about Ethan Klein. This concept exists outside of Destiny. It is a very common topic.
they've done a remarkably good job at sweeping allegations against Destiny under the rug for years. However, these recent allegations against Destiny have been so egregious that the majority of even his...
Who's the orbit? Who's the planet? Nick or Augie? Well, me and Augie have never been more separated, I don't think, in the entire time we're on YouTube. We were probably closer when he wasn't even making content in terms of just, like, overall. Like, me and Augie are covering different subjects. We're streaming on different days. We're not collaborating a lot on streams and stuff, but, like, we share a percentage of the audience. It's absolutely a thing. We're all doing completely different shit. I do pinball stuff. He does fucking casino stuff or whatever. I'm pretty happy for him. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. Actually, I think in like 4 hours, he's got like a big poker stream that I think you guys should watch tonight. I'm going to be watching a little bit of it myself. But I mean, the main kind of thing that we've been doing for the last year is sort of pulling away from everybody. Tom's doing his shit. Augie's doing his shit. I'm doing my shit. And that was kind of the goal, was to not really orbit one another and do our own thing. And like my streams, in my opinion, are at their best when I'm alone. Because when we all do these, like the collab gaming streams are fun when we do them on like sparing occasions, but we would get nothing done if we all talked together in the same room. Like I can't even pull up a video when I'm hanging out with those guys, so we would never have segments or anything to make. It would just be kind of gaming and chilling all the time. So yeah, that's kind of the philosophy for our commentary community is separate but equal.
His most loyal orbiters have decided to leave his orbit. Now, barely...
It's funny because the stage 1 clingers, or what is it? All the clingers are gone, right? Like the Bull Blacks is like, guys, we need to make more content together. Guys, we need to make more content together. Everybody who could kind of sustain themselves is sustaining themselves, and everybody who couldn't is gone.
Anyone is still defending Destiny. One person who is still defending Destiny is Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, who...
That's exactly who you want in your corner. Myron Gaines.
Recently decided to slut-shame Destiny's victims.
Where I go, I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me non-consensually in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are always going to use this as proof that I slept my way to whatever achievement I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would be better with me gone. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Prixie, but you did sleep your way to the top. You know,
Jesus Christ.
You gotta call a spade here.
Even though Myron is an absolutely insane anti-Semitic woman hater who stands for everything that Destiny claims to be against, Destiny says that he has...
Nick talked to Augie like every week during his year-long hiatus. Yeah, I still do. It's just like our content is separate. We don't pop in everyone's streams all the time and stuff. If anything, I'm closer with like content-wise with Chud than I am with them.
More respect for Myron than for anyone else on the internet.
In all of my years, God, this feels so shitty. In all
Wait, what?
my years doing content, I have more respect for Myron than any other individual.
That's got to be out of context. Surely that's out of context.
Apparently, the amount of respect that Destiny
That's a meme, right?
has for you as a person is...
All right, is that clipped?
Dependent on how willing you are to suck up to him.
He is the only person that I've seen that will consistently go into areas where there's so much like laughing and jokes and fun times to be had right here if he was shit on me, but he doesn't. He won't do it.
I have some
Oh, okay.
level of empathy for Destiny's orbiters because it is difficult to be stuck in a position where you financially rely on someone who is not a great person, but I have basically no
That's fucking weird.
empathy for Destiny because I believe that Destiny is a massive piece of shit, and I will hopefully demonstrate why I feel that way in this
You shouldn't have empathy for Destiny.
video. In this video, I will go through nearly every harmful action that Destiny has committed over the years and then allow you to come to your own conclusions on whether or not you think this is a person who deserves anyone's admiration or respect. Before we jump into Destiny's actions from across the years, I think I should take a little bit of time to dispel some possible well poisoning that Destiny or his community DGG could try to...
And it sucks that he has to do this, but he absolutely does. In the past, like, this video would get completely disregarded before it even gets anywhere.
attack me with. The first accusation they might throw at me is that I'm obsessed with Destiny. This is an accusation they like to throw at anyone who criticizes Destiny. Personally, I don't think it makes me...
It's funny because watching this while we're talking about Hassan Piker shows us how common... I don't even think I realized how close these communities actually were. Like, a lot of the criticisms that we've levied toward Hassan's, like, insulated cult is the exact same thing that's been going on at DGG. Like, it's really one for one. It's two sides of the same coin, which kind of makes it crazier that Destiny would constantly go after Hassan for stuff that, like, his own community actively participates in.
Me obsessed with Destiny that I've been researching him for the purpose of criticizing him. None of Destiny's fans accuse me of being obsessed with...
Hassan was a Destiny orbiter? Yeah, but that doesn't really impact what I'm saying, because when Hassan was outside of Destiny's orbit and he had to go build his fucking career again, he was never really big when he was with Destiny. He was kind of a sideshow. So, like, the fact that he grew into Destiny is really funny.
Sneeko when I did a deep dive into Sneeko's harmful actions because they don't like Sneeko. But,
like, Hassan Piker hates Destiny, but he modeled his entire community around DGG. He took all the pieces of Destiny that were useful to him and discarded the rest. along with Destiny.
They probably will accuse me of being obsessed with Destiny because Destiny is their daddy. This is the first video I've ever made about Destiny, and it'll probably be about an hour and a half long. Compare that.
It'll probably be an hour and a half. It's an hour, 29 minutes, and 57 seconds. Don't tell me you recorded that when you were fucking... That was not written that way.
Add to the probably hundreds of hours that Destiny has spent on his stream criticizing Hassan. And I have nothing against Destiny criticizing Hassan. It would just be pretty hypocritical to accuse me of being obsessed with Destiny for making 1 hour.
All right, but there's two things here. One, better argument would be how much time Destiny's spoken about you on stream, because that's definitely a decent chunk. It's probably longer than an hour and a half. Two, I think that you've talked about Destiny a shitload on Twitter, though. That's definitely a thing that you've done. But whatever, it doesn't stop your point or whatever. It's kind of a meme segment because I don't think anybody's going to say, oh, you're obsessed with Destiny. Why are you covering the new major allegations against him?
Hour and a half long video about him, while Destiny has talked about Hassan for hundreds of hours. Destiny has written multiple incredibly long manifestos criticizing creators like Vosh, Keffels, and Bob7, who Destiny believes have wronged him over the years.
The Bob7 one is crazy in hindsight.
I find the label of manifesto a bit cringe. I see nothing inherently wrong with Destiny writing manifestos to chronicle the bad behaviors of these creators. So, in the same way, I guess this will be my manifesto against Destiny. And if you have an issue with me making this manifesto, I hope you will stay logically consistent and also criticize Destiny for making manifestos about Vosh, Keffels, and Bob7. If I had to predict how Destiny himself would respond to this video, he would probably respond with something similar to...
Again, I don't know. I don't want to nitpick, but I think the point of manifestos is that he's directly... Like, what's the common denominator between Bob7, Caseytron, Keffels, Vosh, like all these people he's critiqued and stuff in these long form things? It's beef. Like, it's the fact that he's had back and forths with these people, right? The fact that like Destiny was engaging with them on more of a they're coming after him type way, where he's responding or aggressing on people who are attacking him. That kind of makes the manifesto. This is just kind of a video essay, and there's nothing wrong with that.
To this tweet that he tweeted at me a couple years ago, you're hopping into a bandwagon of people accusing me of being a rape apologist because you're still upset that I bullied you off the internet.
Like you're not, I wouldn't say you're self-inserting. You're just being a video essayist here. It's not really the same as a, what's it called? A manifesto.
And if people accusing me of being a rape apologist because you're still upset that I bullied you off the internet a year ago, don't play stupid. You know exactly what you're doing. To be honest, Destiny isn't 100% wrong here. I am jumping onto a bandwagon of people criticizing him, but I don't think that's an inherently bad thing to do. Destiny jumps onto bandwagons of people criticizing Hassan all the time.
Yeah, I mean, again, listen, we made the Ethan Klein video, right? And it just so happened that when we were releasing the Ethan Klein video, he dropped Content Nuke Keemstar. So of course, at that point, we have to cover that video too, right? Because Tom put it, I think it was going to be a split. I was doing H3 for Tom's channel, and we were going to do Boogie on my channel. This Boogie project never pans out, but we've attempted it like 6 times. But yeah, we were like, oh fuck, we have to make this other video now because this is like the subject everyone wants to see. So yeah, I don't. It's just kind of video essaying.
When Ethan Klein makes videos attacking Hassan, Destiny jumps onto the bandwagon. So when a bunch of people on the internet are criticizing Destiny right now for sharing women's sex tapes without their consent, hell yeah, I'm gonna jump onto the bandwagon and roast the shit out of him.
And enhancing this argument, Destiny coming out being like, I'm not gonna do drama anymore, guys. It's really toxic. The minute he starts getting absurd criticism from every angle is fucking hilarious. It's like the #1 thing these guys go to. Like, I'm gonna cover every single one of these streamer situations, and it's no issue at all whatsoever. But guys, I'm getting some shit right now. Gotta get out of the drama, like the tipster Boblax paradox.
With the way the internet works, criticisms against someone are more likely to stick when that person is actively engaged in a controversy. This is just how the internet is. So yes, I waited to make this video until you were in a possibly career-ending controversy because I knew that this would make more people listen to my criticism against you. Do you have a problem with that? You know how the internet works,
If you have a problem with that, Destiny, then you probably just shouldn't distribute your friends' fucking sex tapes to random fucking 19-year-old prostitutes online.
Destiny, you jump onto bandwagons of criticizing people who are in controversies all the time. But now that the shoe's on the other foot...
Alright, but we're gonna skip through this because I don't want to hear fucking 6 more minutes of explaining why he's making the video. Alright, part 1, harming women. Boom! Harming
Around the
women.
end of 2011, Destiny sexually assaulted a woman on
Holy shit! Holy shit, dude.
his live stream. I'm not using the word allegedly here because we have video of him doing it and he has openly admitted that it was sexual assault.
I would say that in my streaming career in the past, like totally publicly, like I completely and totally like sexually assaulted a girl on stream before for like fucking 5 minutes or whatever. I got super fucking drunk and was like grabbing her fucking breast the entire time.
Later, Destiny has attempted to downplay his actions here by tweeting, "I was drunk off my ass literally for the first time in my life."
Bro, this kind of sounds like the iDubbbz. Like, I found empathy at 30. In his streaming career? How old was that clip? Oh, this is probably like 27-year-old Destiny. I mean, if it's 27-year-old Destiny, I don't think... Dude, Wait, hold on. You're right, chat. You're right.
Sexual assault.
I would say that in my streaming career in the past, like totally publicly, like I completely and totally like sexually assaulted a girl on stream before for like super fucking drunk and was like grabbing her fucking breast the entire time.
Later, Destiny has attempted to downplay his actions here by tweeting, "I was drunk off my ass literally for the first time in my life." And he said that at the time...
Wait, I love how... Alright, you know what? This kind of is a manifesto. I was wrong, because every single tweet that pops up on the screen is Destiny responding to Ryan Beard. He's not self-inserting. This is the manifesto. You're correct.
Later, Destiny has attempted...
I was wrong, chat. I made a mistake.
...to downplay his actions here by tweeting,
I just realized he's downplaying his allegations to Ryan Beard. Okay, fine.
Drunk off my ass literally for the first time in my life. And he said that at the time he didn't understand how bad it was, but now looking back years later, he understands that it was reprehensible behavior.
And at the time I figured like, oh, well, you know, we're gonna fuck anyway, like it doesn't matter, like she's chill or whatever, like I'm drunk, it doesn't matter. Like at the time I'm thinking like, you know, oh, it's not a big deal. But like looking back, I'm like, okay, wait, this is like really, really, really reprehensible behavior.
But if you go back and watch the clip, immediately after assaulting her, he says, "Listen, I'm gonna apologize to you so much tomorrow."
Listen, I'm gonna apologize to you
say sorry.
so much tomorrow.
Why would you need to apologize to her tomorrow, Destiny? Is it maybe because you understood that what you were doing was wrong? To me, this shows that even in his incredibly drunk state, he knew that what he was doing is wrong.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
obviously being drunk does not absolve you of your actions. Otherwise, we wouldn't criminalize drunk driving.
You've come here to this stream to defend drunk drivers to me.
This is a common tactic with Destiny where he'll half take accountability for something, but half try to downplay it by saying, "Oh, I was so drunk at the time. Oh, I didn't understand how bad it was at the time." But I'm calling bullshit. You understood that what you were doing was bad, even back when you did it, because you were an adult, not a baby. According to this woman, Destiny has never directly apologized to her, even though she would like him to. She acknowledges that he has indirectly...
Wait, for some reason, I thought that he apologized to her and she said it wasn't a big deal. Would love an apology. I don't think he ever will. This is from 2023, but everyone was there. Even hell, the streamer viewers could see it. We didn't make him drink. We were all drinking, and that wasn't a pass to grab anyone on stream. The whole trip was odd. He's apologized on stream and such indirectly. It's fine. I know he regrets it. Jesus.
Apologized on his stream, but my question is, did he apologize on his stream to save his reputation, or did
he did because it was brought up,
because he
probably.
was genuinely remorseful? I will allow you to answer that question for yourself as we go through more of Destiny's pattern of behavior from over the years. In 2012, Destiny shared private nudes of a woman he had been sexting named Blue Tea with.
So this is from this is the thing that we found out in the what's it called video, the President Sunday one.
Destiny will often claim that the reason for his actions are because he was provoked into doing them and he had no other choice.
I'm kind of being pushed into playing my entire hand.
But here, there was no provocation. He just thought it would be funny to share this woman's private nudes with his friends and joke about how fucking hideous her face is compared to her beautiful body. And he also insulted her because he thought she looked like Shrek. So he shared a woman's private nudes without consent for the purpose of degrading her. In response,
which, by the way, is so comparable to what he's done with with fucking Pixie, because obviously he's looking for an ulterior motive. Like, he wants to hook up with the girl, so that's the different part. But like, in the messages with Pixie, he's degrading. Oh, not with Pixie. With the 19-year-old prostitute. He's literally degrading Pixie by saying, like, she gave bad head in this video. This is like the only one I have. Right? Like, it's just disgusting behavior.
Blue tea.
And it's even worse than the blue tea thing, in my opinion, because it's his friend too. It's like it's even worse than that one, because he's done this to his friend, someone like he's met her dad and stuff. Like, it's just disgusting.
Hacked Destiny.
But yeah, definitely a pattern of behavior. And I don't think we needed to establish pattern of behavior, because if I had to guess, the Grinder guy was absolutely not like distributed with his thing. And Melina is saying the exact same thing, that like nobody there was actually consenting to this stuff being redistributed. So it is a pattern of behavior, but I think we already established that.
And tweeted out pictures of his dick. Obviously, I condemn this woman's actions. She posted revenge porn of Destiny, which is never justified. But don't forget that the situation...
That's the crazy thing, is like, I always knew the story of Destiny's dick getting leaked, and that like all of his fans posted their own dick pics.
What is Bunty King to you?
Right?
Who is Bunty
Like, they
King?
all posted their own dick pics in solidarity with Destiny, but I didn't know that the reason why this happened is because he distributed, like... I mean, that's probably a closer argument to revenge porn, but I don't want to use, like, legal words, you know what I mean? Distributed someone's naked pictures. Well, I guess maybe not, because it wasn't... I don't know. I guess there's intent on that one. I don't know. Do you need intent? I don't care. Whatever. Distributed naked pictures.
That provoked this was Destiny maliciously sharing her nudes without her consent. On Reddit, Destiny replied to her by saying, "I can't imagine how you can think that people will never ever ever talk about anything personal or private amongst their friends. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I can't see myself caring at all if you shared pictures between your close friends, especially given the fact that I'd never see any of them in real life." So, in this comment, Destiny is admitting that he did send the nudes without consent, and he's attempting to downplay his actions. A couple years later, when one of Destiny's friends named Bob7 allegedly shared a woman's nudes without her consent, Destiny said that this should be life-destroying.
Bob7 shared
Which,
nude
by the way,
photographs of multiple women after
I do think that should be life-destroying. That's why I think it should destroy Destiny's life.
pressuring one to post one without their consent. But I do believe...
But now it's like in the Bob7 one, it's so crazy because all he was arguing was just sharing it over screen share with a person, not even sending a copy. One that, like, if everybody didn't record it, it would just be lost there forever, which I think is what happened, right? No, I don't think anybody saved it. Even that should be fucking career ruining. But Destiny distributing it for, like, sexual pleasure. People are like, guys, we gotta give him another chance. He's good for the atmosphere. He's good for politics, dude.
I believe that these are relatively life-destroying revelations.
But when Destiny does it, he justifies it by saying that he wouldn't care if someone did it to him. This is known as the personal preference fallacy, arguing that something isn't wrong simply because you wouldn't care if it was personally done to you. Even if Destiny wouldn't care if someone shared his nudes.
If he didn't do this shit with Pixie, I would say, well, there's like 10 years apart there, dude. Like 2012 and what was that, 2022? It's like it's a really long time in between. But Destiny still does it, so who cares? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Destiny's a total hypocrite.
Which I doubt. That doesn't make it okay for him to do it to someone else. And a couple years later, Destiny demonstrates that he knows that sharing nudes is wrong by...
I think the Bob stuff was in 2021, right? Is that how far back that was?
Laughing at this clip of someone explaining how it's wrong.
The guy sent the nudes to, like, his buddy, and the buddy sent it to the other buddy, and it just, like, the whole school had her nudes.
Wow.
Right?
That's cray.
That, in and of itself, is another example of, like, violating consent. Like, even though, you know, for so long we were trained to be like, oh, consent has to do with, like, you know, like, sex. Stuff like that, but, like,
did you guys know that if a bitch breaks up with you and you send her nudes to everybody, even that's wrong, guys?
Him laughing like this is him sarcastically showing that he obviously understands it's wrong. So I think even back when Destiny did this, he understood that it was wrong. He's just pretending like he didn't understand that it was wrong.
Like, I'm not going to compare React content to, like... I'm not going to compare React content to distributing your friend's naked pictures. Okay, it's not the same thing. What I will say is I think Destiny had a very similar thing with React content. Where it was like, yeah, I mean, this is probably bad, but I mean, I do it, so I'm not going to be critical. It just seems like that's been his, like, thing. Is like, rules for me, not for thee. But now it's, like, extremely obvious how deep that goes.
to avoid
rules for thee, not for me.
Taking accountability for his actions. Destiny has a long history of really not liking when women post about their negative sexual experiences online. Real talk.
Pre-watch. Does he put the react shit in this video? I wouldn't expect the react shit to be in this video. It's like harming women, distributing naked pictures.
Opening up about quote unquote your rape and shit on Twitter is incredible.
Rules for me, not for thee. That's not like, you don't need to watch the video to know that Destiny was literally distributing his friends' naked pictures and fucking being a horrible husband while going on like Fresh and Fit and all these different red pill podcasts talking about how stable his relationship is and how everybody else doesn't treat women well. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see this guy's like a fucking career hypocrite.
Really fucking weird and should never have been normalized. I have no idea why the fuck people encourage others to trauma dump on social media. It's insanely unhealthy. This was in response to a
Hey, Shade Tree, thank you for the 5 gifted.
woman sharing an allegation about how she was stealth. She was allegedly having sex with the man. She had established the boundary beforehand that he needed to wear a condom during sex, but in the middle of sex, he removed the condom, which is a form of rape. I agree with Destiny that sometimes trauma dumping on social media can be unhealthy, but sharing allegations on social media obviously has the possible benefit of holding people accountable for their actions. And putting the words "your rape" in quotation marks obviously implies that he's casting some level.
Wait, no, nothing. Hold on, I'm so confused here. I forgot what this. I like remember what this is, but I don't remember what this was.
Level of doubt onto her story. It's one thing to wait to see evidence before.
Who was that?
You fully believe someone's story that they post on social media. It's another thing to instantly cast doubt on their story just because you're annoyed that they decided to post about it on social media. This controversy started because Destiny had retweeted someone who tweeted, "If you knew he took off the condom and you couldn't even bring yourself to say anything, you shouldn't be having casual sex."
A dude slips his condom off during sex after I asked him to wear one this week, and it's been bothering me. But I was like too awkward to say anything. Not even the first time this happened. Stop doing this, men.
A bunch of people got mad at Destiny for retweeting this, so then he tweeted, "If you are noticing someone is taking a condom off and you can't say anything, you probably don't have the emotional maturity to engage in sex. You should probably just grab a caretaker or something and stick to masturbating to furry porn."
Alright. Listen. Alright, this is obviously the worst possible time to say something like this. I don't entirely disagree, but he's obviously being super dramatic. I don't know. Again, the woman hasn't harmed anybody. I understand why this is in here.
Sorry, people got.
But it is kind of true. I don't know.
More mad at this tweet, so then he tweeted, "Sorry, I want to apologize for my last tweet. You should treat every single woman you come across like a retarded child who's incapable of voicing an opinion about."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Literally.
This isn't the worst thing he's ever said. I just think it's completely out of pocket to say that to somebody who's not even talking to you.
Ideally, you would bring her dad along to every fuck so he can guide her through the process. First of all, she did clearly assert her boundaries before sex. She just struggled to reassert her boundaries when this man started raping her because this made her so uncomfortable. I agree that if you struggle to reassert your boundaries during sex, this could make it more likely that you would end up being harmed during sex, and we should obviously encourage people to assert their
Okay, alright. I don't have a problem with how Ryan Beard says it then.
Boundaries during sex.
That's fine.
As much as they possibly can, but rather than show empathy for women who struggle to tell men to stop because they're so terrified.
I get it. Just don't take the fucking condom off. I get it. I get what you're saying. As long as you say that and you preempt that statement, I don't have a problem with that.
They're being raped. Destiny decides to insult these women.
I think there's like a certain level of infantilization that people do with women online where they kind of just remove all agency from them and stuff like this. And it like reinforces this situation where you wouldn't be like, anytime that you criticize any action a woman takes online, people are like, you're a fucking rape denier. You're a fucking this. You're a fucking that. Or like they try to like paint you in the most malicious way possible. But if you reinforce stuff all the time like that, I feel like you're just making it, you're doing these people a disservice. I don't know. I'm not really explaining this super well. This is extremely subjective, and sometimes people could be malicious, and sometimes people could be well-intentioned. If you brand every single person who tries to be constructive in any capacity as a malicious actor, all you're doing is reinforcing potential harmful actions. I don't think that's Destiny in this case. I think Destiny is going after somebody who wasn't asking for advice. They were just kind of posting their feelings online, so that's where he's wrong. But I don't like how everyone constantly gets attacked for any sort of constructive statement, reinforcing things that could potentially put women in danger. Ultimately, the blame is always on the rapist, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't teach people to protect themselves. These ideals can coexist. Ultimately, this woman wasn't naming anybody or making an allegation. She was just kind of venting her own thoughts and feelings, so this is dramatically overkill. Too much information, nobody asked territory. There are absolutely introverted people who shouldn't engage in casual sex with people they hardly know. This could lead to tons of mixed signals. There could be misunderstandings. Unfortunate misunderstandings can occur, or they can be outright taken advantage of. I just think it's a little crazy to Yas Queen those types of people and tell them to keep doing what they're doing if they can't adequately express their own boundaries to complete strangers.
Women's emotional maturity and call them retarded children. According to a neuroscience article in the journal Nature Human Behavior, victims frequently report immobility during
Again, it's really difficult to navigate this stuff because there are like a 1,000 different ways that a situation can be bad that aren't necessarily tied to like direct threats or like, I don't know. Whenever people talk about rape, their mind is like immediately Brock Turner dragged a fucking drunk girl behind a dumpster and raped her. But rape could be like literally anything as simple as taking off your fucking condom without your girl knowing when she specifically asked you to keep it on. It's extremely difficult to have like a broad conversation about this when it encompasses so many different things.
And sexual assault, often using the term freezing. Neuroscientific evidence suggests
it's all a violation of consent, yeah.
And threat can block cortical neural circuits for action control, leading to involuntary immobility. And this sort of immobility can manifest as physical immobility or verbal immobility. A 2017 Scandinavian, rather than show empathy for women who struggle to tell men to stop because they're so terrified while they're being raped, Destiny decides to insult these women's emotional maturity and call them retarded children.
Like, I think he handles this better than I've explained it.
According to a neuroscience article in the journal Nature Human Behavior, victims frequently report immobility during rape and sexual assault, often using the term freezing. Neuroscientific evidence suggests fear and threat can block cortical neural circuits for action control, leading to involuntary immobility. And this sort of immobility can manifest as physical immobility or verbal immobility. A 2017
in isolation, this just kind of looks like one of his 50,000 edgy tweets that he was making around this time that baited debates. Because again, there were tons of tweets like this that weren't aimed towards women, but now this kind of adds different context, right? Where it's like, now I kind of see him bashing victims and stuff like this. And it is completely recontextualized, knowing he's this tremendous hypocrite who treats women like shit.
A study reported that 70% of the 298 women who had visited an emergency clinic within a month of experiencing sexual violence had experienced significant tonic immobility or paralysis when it happened. So when women struggle to reassert their boundaries while they're being raped, this isn't because they're children with no emotional maturity. There are actual neurological reasons for this behavior. When the streamer Hans of Harkir brings up the fact that these women could be having a freeze response when they experience stealthing, Destiny disregards this and says that a victim couldn't possibly have a freeze response just from seeing a man take his condom off.
Freeze up is some shit where you're like in a fucking traumatic situation and somebody's doing some crazy shit. Not like you look down and you see that some asshole is trying to slip a condom off. Like, oh, I'm frozen out. I can't fucking think. I don't take the condom off. I'm fucking completely frozen. Bro, what the fuck kind of 14-year-olds are you fucking? No. Are you serious?
But according to a 2010 study titled Facing Freeze, Social Threat-Induced Bodily Freeze in Humans, even negative social interactions can trigger a psychological freeze response in some people. The more fear someone is experiencing, the more likely they are to have a...
You probably, like, I understand that you could freeze up from that, but if you're like freezing up to the point where you can't speak off of something like that, I do think that you probably shouldn't have casual sex.
A freeze response, but even a moderate amount of fear can still induce a psychological freeze response.
Because like that's like an extremely dangerous situation to not be vocal enough with your partner. And that doesn't justify the action of the person taking the condom off, especially when it's in a boundary that you've established. But if you're freezing to the point where you can't speak during that, I think that casual sex is probably a dangerous place.
And seeing someone non-consensually removing their condom during sex after you've established that they need to wear a condom.
Casual sex is the worst thing for society. I think too many people get hurt way too easily because of it. Well, the thing is with like sex in general, it's just like the more you know your partner, the more that you know what they like or whatever. It's a complete crapshoot with casual sex. It's like it's just like it's a completely different animal, I guess.
Absolutely could cause enough fear to induce a freeze response. The way that Destiny chooses to mock these women who claim that they do have a freeze response while being stealthed is just really fucking gross. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, I'm frozen out. I can't fucking think. I don't take the condom off. I'm fucking completely frozen.
Oh, I think this is from the person.
Isn't the whole concept for stealthing that you don't know they took the condom off? I mean, like, obviously both is considered stealthing, but I feel like the title of stealth implies that you didn't know. Like, they did it on purpose and you found out later that the condom wasn't on. Not that you can't, like, feel the difference.
Who is the retarded child. They said, I've actually been raped, and saying no just made him rape.
So I feel like freezing up during stealthing is, like, a unique thing. I mean, I don't know how many fucking guys are, like, that brazen where it's like, can you put on a condom? Yeah. And then you just watch them take it off. It's like, I fucking hate this thing. Like, that is, like, a uniquely retarded thing.
Harder. I know that's
like a disgusting act.
This is not incomprehensible that I would just walk away from that situation.
It sounds like she needs to stop having casual sex.
To be clear, I don't think that Destiny is saying it's okay to stealth people, but I do think he is choosing to mock women for something that is outside of their control. Obviously, women do have some level of control over reasserting their boundaries during sex, and
I think Ryan is being very reasonable with his critique here.
We should always encourage people to assert their boundaries as much as possible, but if someone is struggling to reassert their boundaries because of a freeze response when someone is raping them, maybe we shouldn't call them retarded children. After this controversy, the absolutely brilliant trans activist known as Keffels decided to make a false allegation against Destiny. She claimed that Destiny himself had stealthed a woman.
I am really impressed because I don't think Ryan Beard 3 years ago would have made it like this. Like, this is an extremely fair critique of Destiny.
Oh yeah, meanwhile he stealths people, which is legitimately a form of rape. Insane.
As far as we know, this is totally untrue. Destiny himself has not stealthed a woman. He was just a massive asshole to a woman who was stealthed. To give Keffels credit, she did acknowledge soon after this that she was wrong and Destiny actually didn't stealth anyone.
Wait, I don't know if he did it. Wait, backing up, I don't actually know if he did it.
But Keffels, maybe consider trying to be really
Keffels also did this to Chud Logic.
Sure before you make these types of allegations against people. Destiny is correct.
And it was absolutely malicious when Keffels did it.
That spreading false allegations like this absolutely does undermine the cause of the left. Making this false allegation against Destiny allowed him to shift his focus onto your false allegation instead of focusing on the fact that he was a massive asshole to this woman who was stealthed. Unfortunately, many of the people who have tried to take down Destiny over the years haven't been the sharpest tools in the shed. Speaking of tools in the shed, let's talk about the time that Destiny tweeted that he hopes a woman is raped to death with a shovel. In 2015, the porn star
Bro, that transition is like when Ethan Klein brought up fucking, oh god.
Toya tweeted allegations that the male porn star James Dean had raped her. This tweet really upset Destiny because, as we've established, he really does not
Wait, this was over another rape situation?
like it when women talk about their negative sexual experience.
Okay, that is funny. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was the context of that. I just always saw the shovel thing.
Fine. Jesus, why not file a fucking police report instead of tweeting?
Dude, he's just like Luffy.
This. You're fucking disgusting. What a fucking idiot at Stoya. Stephen Bennell, why don't you write us a long list of everything you feel a survivor of rape should do? Then I'll use it to wipe my ass. Survivor of rape. It's rape, not murder, not beheading, not a fatal car crash. Everyone survives.
Everyone survives? Okay.
Rape. Get over yourself. Survivor of rape here. Hello.
It's crazy because what is Destiny, like 36? He must have been close to my age when he tweeted that. That's fucking insane.
Oh, want to talk about how hard it is to go on every day? Kill yourself so you don't have to live with the pain. So rape survivors should just get over it because at least they didn't die. And if they're dealing with a lot of pain or trauma because of their rape, they should just kill themselves because if they kill themselves... the pain will stop. Very cool, Steven. I have no idea why anyone has ever accused you of being a rape apologist. This should go without saying, but obviously it's good for rape survivors to file police reports to hold rapists.
I thought the shovel thing was related to the burning on the sending a burning cross. I thought that was the same person.
It's accountable, but police reports don't always lead to rapists being held accountable for their actions, which is why sometimes it's good to post about it on social media. At least Destiny will be happy that the woman he allegedly recorded while they were having sex without her knowledge did file a police report against Destiny.
I thought he was going to say did survive.
Good job, Cherry. You have done things in the Destiny-approved way. Right after this, Destiny got into an argument with another woman about how James Dean didn't respect Stoya's safe word. As Stephen Bennell, ignoring a safe word and not stopping when someone asks is ignoring consent and is rape. Go fuck yourself. Kill yourself, you fucking cunt. I hope you get raped with a fucking shovel until you bleed out your fucking vag and die.
That's the screenshot I've always seen. I never knew the context.
Holy. This right here is probably the most violent, vitriolic language that I have ever seen Destiny use in his entire career on the internet. And it just so happens to be in response to women talking about their negative sexual experiences. My question after seeing...
Again, though, it's just like, it's so obvious, especially in hindsight, seeing how little this guy gives a fuck about women. I think that probably the, I don't want to say the damn breaking moment, I'm just shocked that, like, Destiny was still sexting Anna during the Mr. Girl arc, like a year after. That's the craziest shit to me. This woman is unhinged. This woman is unhinged. There's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do again is continue sexting her. It's just such a fucking crazy thing. That is like insane. Like, he obviously fucks a lot of women. He obviously fucked through half of Twitch. But, I mean, he doesn't... I'm just saying, this guy literally he started a polyamorous relationship instead of just realizing that he needs to, like, sleep with one woman and, like, not cheat on his wife. And then started doing polyamorous podcast appearance promotion to, like, explain why. And he's never pushed that on his audience, but, like, he's just a serial cheater who apparently needs fucking Vyvanse to stop, like, fucking everything that walks.
Is why does Destiny have such an intense hatred for women talking about their negative sexual experiences on the internet? Is it because he just cares so much about these women and he doesn't want them to harm their own mental health because trauma dumping on the internet can be really damaging for them? Or
Obviously
is it maybe
not now.
because a culture where women feel comfortable coming forth with allegations on the internet can lead to women like Pixie and Cherry and Melina coming forth with allegations against people like Destiny, exposing them for being massive pieces of shit?
Were there any, like, Deadpools of people who had, like, a thing that Melina was going to do an allegation on Destiny? Did anybody bet money on this? Because, I mean, it's time to cash, you know?
Will again allow you to answer that question for yourself. We'll get back to Destiny treating women like shit a little bit later on, but now let's...
Do you think Hassan does this with his orbiters? No, I think that's the one difference. I think Hassan fucks hookers instead. That's my guess. I think he fucks hookers and not even hookers, porn stars, rather. Doesn't he just fuck through porn stars instead of streamers? It's probably not healthier, but also healthier for business.
Let's pivot to Destiny harming children. For some strange reason, a lot of people like to label Destiny here a pedophile. So in the next section, we'll get to the bottom of whether or not Mr. Bonnell here really is a certified EDP 445. Is Destiny really a pedo, or are these just false, slanderous allegations meant to try to dethrone the debate bro king? Let's find out. In 2012, when Destiny was 23, he shared in a group chat with a couple of his friends the messages, "You want to see the sickest shit in the world? So many fangirls. I had one that was 15. She wanted to meet and hook up. Dude, she's 15, what the fuck? But she sent me pictures that made it so hard to say no." Then Destiny linked a picture of this girl in a bikini in the chat and said, "Girl on the left, so hard to say no. Gonna get arrested one of these MLGs, man." So in these logs, when
Yeah, that's just gross.
When Destiny was 23, he said that it was really hard to turn down hooking up with this 15-year-old because she looked so good in this picture of her in a bikini. He then shared this lewd image of a child with his friends and said that he's gonna get arrested someday. Well, like I said, a woman just filed a police report against Destiny, so we'll just have to wait and see if his prediction comes true. A couple years later, in 2015, when Destiny was 26, he shared in his chat, "I would fuck the..."
Wait, that's even crazier with the clip of him saying that, like, 19-year-olds are like a fucking 15-year-old to him, dude. It's even crazier.
The shit out of that 15-year-old. What the fuck? There's no way that chick is 15. So now we've seen 2 separate occasions where Destiny says that he's attracted to 15-year-olds. Ironically, this conversation where he's sharing a picture of a 15-year-old in a bikini with his friends is the exact same conversation where he also shared that other woman's nudes without her consent. Sharing non-consensual nudes and sharing a picture of a child in a bikini in one
Nick, where the quick emotes is a red flag moment. You gotta hit the red flag, yeah.
Conversation? What a certified Destiny moment. This is what we in the business call a Diddy-stiny party. A common defense that Destiny fans will give when he says that he wants to have sex with children is that he's just joking. For example, these tweets where he says, "You were hot at 10? Any pics?"
Yeah, this is a complete joke.
Check DMs.
Like, he knows Courtney. Like, this is a person he knows. I will defend this picture.
Jesus, I've never wanted to bend someone over the hood of their little tyke so bad. I do think these tweets are jokes, very strange jokes, but I don't think that him saying—
But the other stuff obviously wasn't.
He wanted to hook up with this 15-year-old was a joke. You know that classic prank where you send your friends pictures of kids in—
No, I don't know the classic prank, Ryan Beard, and I feel like that's the point.
In bikinis and say how hot you find them as a joke. And to help prove that this wasn't a joke, here are some clips of Destiny doubling down on his attraction to this 15-year-old in a debate with someone named Mr. Medicare.
Of course, of this chat log, I was talking with a bunch of other esports.
Bro, this fucking clip, we played this during the first stream. This clip is insane.
And we were basically talking about how crazy the fucking jailbait is in the gaming communities. It's ridiculous. I think I said something along the lines of like, there are 15-year-old chicks that are like hot as fuck that will like try to send you pictures to like fuck you at events and shit, and it's like you have to be really careful when you navigate that.
So what is the admitting to jerking off to 15-year-olds then? What is that in relation to?
I never admitted to jerking off. I think I just said like this, I think the log is something like this 15-year-old chick was trying to send me, or was sending me pictures of herself and she was hot as fuck. It's like really hard to like turn down some of these people. I think I
Wait,
said
how old was she?
She said she was 15.
So you did get pictures from a 15-year-old?
Not nudes though. Sorry, I should specify. I think a couple pics of her like at the beach or some shit. But
in swimwear?
Yeah.
So you're getting swimwear pics from 15-year-olds?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. This shit is fucking crazy. Shit is fuck.
So, in these clips, he says that some 15-year-olds are hot as fuck, and he admits to sharing a picture of this 15-year-old in a bikini to his friends. So, is Destiny a pedophile? Well, he admitted that he finds some 15-year-olds hot as fuck, and he sent his friends a picture of a 15-year-old in a bikini because he found her so attractive.
It's crazy that jailbait was a Reddit community. Yeah, they've done a good job like purging all the weird, degenerate, pedophile adjacent Reddit things down.
A lot of arguments with Destiny about pedophilia end up getting wrapped up in semantic debates about labels instead of focusing on the facts of the matter. If you call Destiny a pedo for being attracted to a 15-year-old, he'll launch into a tirade about how
This is like the meme where it's like, you ever see, I don't know, it's like the fucking cartoon character explaining things and pointing at the wall.
It's about arguments with Destiny about pedophilia end up getting wrapped up in semantic debates about labels instead of focusing on the facts of the matter. If you call Destiny a pedo for being attracted to a 15-year-old, he'll launch into a tirade about how pedophilia is the attraction to prepubescent children, and 15-year-olds are post-pubescent. So therefore,
yeah,
by
I think
calling
that's like
me a pedo, you have—
I think that like whenever people bring up like the hebephile argument, I think that they're probably like that is like the biggest telltale sign that the person is weird.
Slandered me. So then you go, okay, I guess you're not a pedophile, you're an ephebophile, because ephebophilia is the attraction to teenagers.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I feel like your life is better if you hadn't heard those phrases yet.
15 to 19.
Like that's like the, I don't know, that's the biggest red flag that you're dealing with a pedophile is like, actually, have you heard of an abusive?
So then he'll go, no, no, no. Ephebophilia is the primary attraction to mid to late adolescents. I'm mostly attracted to adults. I'm just a little bit attracted to children.
There are 15-year-old chicks that are like hot as fuck.
So therefore, I am not an ephebophile, and you have slandered me yet again. Also, there's nothing inherently wrong with ephebophilia because 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds fall under the category of ephebophilia, and there's nothing wrong with being attracted to adults, so your normative position condemning ephebophilia in its entirety
This is like an Aiden debate. I'm watching an Aiden debate explained.
Is already a flawed premise, and even if I was a
Like, this is literally, like, we're about to appeal to authority.
pedophile, there's nothing wrong with being attracted to children. It's only bad if you act on that attraction. So therefore, you have slandered me in countless ways, and my community will now harass you for years. See how you've now had an exhausting 20-minute debate about labels instead of focusing on the fact that Destiny admitted to being attracted to some children?
God, this is actually, like, a really fucking good video. Like, he's explaining these arguments and extremely, like, you could really tell he spent 3 years figuring out how to make this correctly.
And admitted to acting on that attraction by sending a picture of a child in a bikini to his friends. This is the debate bro way. Crush your opponent through
This has, like, exceeded all of my expectations so far.
pedantic arguments about semantics, so you never have to actually take accountability for your actions.
Do you think he just had this sitting on his hard drive and was like, all right, guys. Well, obviously not sitting on, like, a script that was just ready to go. And he's like, all right, I gotta put Pixie in this. Let's go.
As far as we know, I don't think Destiny falls under the clinical definition of pedophile, but the colloquial definition of pedophile is someone who is attracted to children, and Destiny is at least somewhat attracted to children.
There are some 15, 16-year-old chicks that like look pretty fucking hot. Like I can't help that. Like some people mature fucking older.
Destiny defended another streamer who got exposed for having sex with a 14-year-old by saying, even if he did bang a 14-year-old, no, that's not what pedophile means. Go look it up.
Jesus.
Seriously, if you don't understand.
What is Bunty King to you?
Okay.
A person? Who is Bunty King?
Nicholas
Holy
DeOrio?
shit. This one's from 12 years ago.
Understand the difference between being attracted to someone that happens to be young and being attracted to someone because they are
That's like, but 12 years ago is still my age. That's how old he was. Like, 12 years ago, this guy was like a little bit younger than me.
young. You have absolutely
This is
no
some shit
business
that, like, Turkey Tom at 21 wouldn't get away with.
whatsoever commenting on the issue, period. It makes you look uneducated. I really want to see someone use this argument in court. Your Honor, I didn't have sex with that baby because I'm attracted to babies. I had sex with that baby because it just so happened to be a really hot baby. Most babies are not hot, but every once in a while, one of those extra special babies rolls their stroller on past my goon cave, and I just can't help myself. But this does not make me a pedophile. You look really uneducated right now. You know what, Destiny? You can feel free to have your pedantic definition of pedophile that only applies to being specifically attracted to
Cosmodor defense? I'm not really familiar with Cosmodor did.
prepubescent children because of the fact
George
that
just
they
always
are
references
prepubescent.
him.
And I can say that I think you are a freak for saying as a 26-year-old that some 15-year-olds
26 at that
are hot
point.
as fuck,
Oh,
and for as
okay,
a
that's
23-year-old
insane.
sharing around a picture of a 15-year-old in a bikini. Deal? The next child-related Destiny incident
The next child-related Destiny incident
is when him and his friends, the Bro Squad, watched an 8-year-old boy shake his penis for them on a live stream.
I shouldn't tell this because I'm gonna get fucking arrested. Or child protective
That's always a great way to start a clip.
services. I used to be part of this horrible thing called the Bro Squad. Okay. Fucking me, if you remember that fucking Cheeks bitch, and fucking a couple other people that have never been on my stream before, we're part of the Bro Squad, and what we would do is we would go around Justin TV streams, trolling the shit out of these people. And we went around from fucking channel to channel, like fucking around. Like it was just horrible shit. We went to this channel with this fucking like, this kid was like 8 years old, and he was fucking broing out with everybody in this chat. For whatever fucking reason, this kid decides to fucking take his pants off and fucking wiggle his 8-year-old dick on stream.
I don't know why you would ever, like, there's so many different questions. The first one that comes to mind is, why would you ever even get on stream and talk about this? Why would you not immediately click off? Why would, like, there's just so many. Okay.
I can't even believe it. Oh my fucking god. It was like, I didn't even know, like, we were on Skype, we were like, holy shit. Like, we had to
You don't see that Homelander is currently in the corner about to I-beam him? That's true. That's probably what's happening.
do like a double take because we didn't even fucking know, like, what the fuck was on. Like, we were looking at, like, an 8-year-old dick, like, on the fucking screen. And his fucking brother, we called him Captain Push-Ups, would, like, come in the room. And this guy was, like, fucking 14 years old. He had his shirt off, and he was like, this. like watching this stream the entire time and shit. Oh my god.
As far as what Destiny says in this clip, they didn't ask the child to pull his pants down, but I still think it's very bad that him and his bro squad didn't immediately click off of this live stream the second that this child exposed himself. If a child exposes themselves to you, I think you have a moral responsibility to immediately click away from that shit. But I guess Destiny and his bro squad thought it was really funny to sit
and probably report it
and laugh while staring at an 8-year-old's penis. Next, a couple years later, Destiny planned to kill a kid. Apparently, this kid was DDoSing Destiny's website.
I think the only time, like, because we interacted with that clip previously, I think what did he say at the end of it? That, like, that's why he stopped engaging with those people. So that was where my charitability came from. I thought he got off of there and he's like, yeah, this is fucking crazy, and then stopped interacting with those people. But I don't know if that's the case. I don't have the clip on hand.
DDoSing is when you overwhelm a website with fake internet traffic, causing it to shut down. And because Destiny's website was shut down, he was no longer able to make money from it.
Oh, I did troll the shit out of the DDoS kid. That's a guy, that's one of the people, like, legitimately, like, you have no, like, it's actually kind of scary, like, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill him and his family. Or it would have just been him and his father. Because I didn't know anything about it. Dude, that was some of the most fucked up shit in my entire life.
You see, like, dude, listen, if he's gonna say, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you to the kid, I think that would be, like, a little grandstanding, but, like, that's, like, okay, Jesus. What? Like, I don't know, dude. That's
so
crazy.
Fucking close to doing it.
And his father is, yeah, it's an insane.
But I was making so much money on Twitch, and I don't know if Nathan was involved in yet, but for whatever reason, I decided that the current life I had wasn't worth the risk of. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was so close to this fucking address. I had fucking streets mapped out and fucking you had no fucking idea. That's when I first started getting it.
Okay, this is fucking insane. He had streets mapped out. Okay. Alright, dude. Alright.
Interest in, like, owning a weapon. I got a permit to own a gun and everything.
Destiny obviously never went through with killing this kid, but the fact that he legitimately...
Why has nobody ever put this clip in when they explain the DDoS kid stuff? Every time I hear about the DDoS kid, it's a clip of Destiny saying, like, I'm gonna fucking kill this kid, and then him trolling him. Why has nobody ever included the clip of him saying that I've got his address, I'm coming to his house, I literally was to hire people to kill him and his dad? Like, I'm just so fucking confused.
Ultimately plan to kill him is unhinged.
Were you really considering it? Yeah, of course. It's actually kind of scary, like, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill him and his family. How old was the kid in relation to you? I think the kid was probably 16. I think I was 22.
Destiny has defended this to this day, saying that if someone is stopping you from making money, this justifies killing them, even if they're a child.
If you came outside every single day and some guy was slashing your tires and he wouldn't stop and you called the police and nobody wanted to do anything, just by having proof for it, you're like, well, I'm gonna have to attack this dude and maybe even kill him. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Obviously, I agree that someone maliciously taking away your primary source of income is incredibly...
I think there's a difference between having these thoughts and then actually going through and executing them. But I also think there's a difference between having these thoughts and then, like, planning this out and then ultimately coming to a long decision not to go through with it. And I don't know if he's being a bit over the top when he's explaining it to people, but I don't, it's like there's 3 different degrees here, and he's not at 1, he's at 2.
Bad, but I think there are a lot of other possible avenues you could explore before jumping to the nuclear option of shooting a child. As much as it obviously sucks to lose your income, I think if you need to choose...
Because his whole position is like, I want to shoot this person. I don't think I'd really care about that, but I don't know. It just seems like he's completely unhinged.
Choose between killing a child in cold blood and losing your Twitch revenue, you're just gonna need to put the fries in the bag and get a new job. The next...
Like, I always bring this example up where, like, somebody, like, when Britbong was coming after us, getting all of our Twitters suspended or whatever, like, that guy's fucking crazy. Someone reached out and wanted to get us, like, in touch with his girlfriend or something who wanted to, like, expose him. Like, it was some fucking random person. I don't even know if it was real or if it was ever going down. Everyone just unanimously was like, no, we're not getting involved with that. Sorry. We hate this guy, but not that much. Or whatever. There's got to be some lines, right? But Augie's definitely said this on stream before, that, like, I think he was talking about, like, killing himself, whatever. We, like, laughed. Like, that's... yeah, I mean... there's a difference between, like, thinking thoughts and then engaging with, like, obscene hypotheticals like that.
Next child-related Destiny incident is when he encouraged an infamous lolly or drawn CP artist to draw a picture of his 6-year-old child. This artist is a man named Shadman. You might recognize Shadman from the recent controversy with Ava Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast, who was a really big fan of Shadman's work. Shadman has a long history of drawing pornographic images of actual children, including Keemstar's daughter, and because Destiny was aware of this, he encouraged Shadman to draw a pornographic image of his 6-year-old son. This controversy started because Destiny had been insulting the YouTube animation community. In response, Shadman made
I remembered Shadman drawing this picture.
This drawing of Destiny to make fun of him. So Destiny then responded to Shadman by tweeting, "Hey, at Shadbase, if drawing fan art of me is a tad uncomfortable, you could try drawing my son."
All right. This is my first problem with the video. This is obviously an attack on Shadman, right? This is very clearly him taking a shot at Shadman. This is not an open invitation to actually draw his son.
Only 6, so it should be easier for you. To try to be good faith to Destiny, this tweet was obviously a joke. And
Okay, never mind. This video's fine. There's nothing to criticize. There's every single thing I think to say. I'm pause champing. He immediately says it.
Actually want Shadman to draw a picture of his son. However, I still think that goading a known
Yeah, fine.
CP artist into drawing CP of your own son is incredibly irresponsible. Because imagine if Shadman took him up on his request and did go ahead and make the drawing in the same way he had drawn Keemstar's daughter. Then Destiny's son would have had to deal with the fact that there would be drawn CP of him floating around the internet for the rest of his life. If there was a known child murderer and you decided to tweet at that child murderer, "Hey, how about you come murder my child, LOL?" I think we would all agree that that would be incredibly irresponsible, even if that was just a joke. In the same way, I think it's incredibly irresponsible to encourage a known CP artist to draw CP of your child, even if it's just a joke. Thankfully, Shadman did not end up drawing Destiny's child like he had drawn Keemstar's child, and Destiny got to have fun making his little...
I don't know if I would think of it like that if I was in the moment, or if I imagine tweeting at OJ, it's just like, "Hey dude, my wife's right here, bro. I got a glove in the oven for you," or whatever. If you need to borrow one. Or something like that. I don't know. It's just... Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. If Shadman did draw his son, he would be somewhat... I don't want to say, directly responsible for the drawing, but he would be... I don't know. You'd have to feel something for that.
Joke.
What a great comeback.
Even though this joke could have come at the expense of his 6-year-old son's safety.
Yep.
Even though a lot of these situations involving children happened quite a while ago, I still think Destiny has been spreading harmful rhetoric around children even quite recently. A couple years ago, Destiny said that a 30-year-old randomly sexting a 14-year-old would not be grooming.
Let's say there's a person that's 30 years old and tries to randomly sext 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds. That wouldn't be, I don't think that would be considered grooming.
So that clip sounds pretty bad, right? But we don't want to approach Destiny in bad faith or take him out of context, so let's try to understand the actual argument that Destiny is making.
That wouldn't be, I don't think that would be considered grooming. Now, let's say there's a person that's 30 years old and they're specifically seeking out 14, 15-year-olds to kind of just talk to them about their school life, figure out what their problems are, be cool because you're old and you have experience. And
I'm waiting till he finishes the point before I argue with him.
Kind of weaseling sex talk. That's grooming, right? That would be grooming.
So Destiny's argument is that a 30-year-old randomly sexting a 14-year-old isn't grooming, but if a 30-year-old tries to weasel their way into a 14-year-old's life and slowly manipulate them into sexting them, this would be grooming. But this argument goes against the definition of grooming. The definition of grooming is the action of attempting to form a relationship with a child or young person with the intention of assaulting them or inducing them to commit an illegal act. Guess what, Destiny? Nowhere in that definition does it say that grooming has to be a slow process. Grooming is just forming a relationship with a child for the purpose of sex. A lot of times...
Okay, so I don't really agree with this point. I don't think so. I think that the whole point of engaging I don't think all sexting is grooming. All maliciously messaging minors and stuff is grooming, but I think that most of it is. I typically agree with what Destiny's saying here. I'm sorry. The definition he's giving, I don't really think... The act of attempting to form a relationship with the intention of committing an illegal act is what he's saying here. So I do think the forming of the relationship is important. If you jump right to sexting... Again, this is I don't know. When you're talking about like a 30-year-old talking to a fucking 14-year-old kid, I don't think the distinction is super important. But like the term grooming is so often misused in every single scenario on YouTube. So I don't know. It kind of is worth engaging with it. It's semantics. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this is as strong as the other points in the video.
Definition of grooming is the action of attempting to form a relationship with a child or young person with the intention of sexually assaulting them or inducing them to commit an illegal act.
Like if you're just sexting somebody, you haven't formed a relationship with them. I don't know.
But Destiny, nowhere in that definition does it say that grooming has to be a slow process. Grooming is just forming a relationship with a child for the purpose of sex. A lot of times grooming is a slow process because they have to slowly break down the child's boundaries in order to get them to have a sexual relationship with them. But sometimes grooming can happen very quickly. For example, in situations where the child already has some established level of trust with the person who is grooming them.
Okay, but then at that point, okay, then they might have already been groomed. If they already established trust with the person, like, then yeah. Like, I'm sorry, dude. If, like, somebody's uncle just woke up one day and decided he was a pedophile, okay, and then raped a child, you wouldn't say this guy is a groomer. You would say that he's a child rapist. That would be the correct terminology. I don't know. I don't think the distinction super matters in a case like that, but I think this is extremely semantics, like a semantical debate.
In this clip, Destiny is talking about...
Does the distinction really matter? No, not in a case like that. But in half of these drama fucking situations where people are acting like the word grooming means whatever they want them, then yeah, absolutely. It's just not in the cases that we're describing here.
About influencers who sex their underage fans.
Like, I would be interested to know what conversation was being brought up when Destiny brought up this analogy.
And saying that these influencers sexting their fans wouldn't necessarily be grooming because grooming is a slow process. The reason that influencers are often able to groom their fans so quickly is because their fans already have an established parasocial relationship with the influencer. If a teacher wants to groom a student, this usually happens more slowly because the teacher doesn't have a pre-established relationship with the student. But because influencers already have a parasocial relationship with their fans, grooming can occur much more quickly. Maybe Destiny's argument is that the very first time you sext a 14...
He just said it's a conversation about influencers talking to fans. Yeah, I fundamentally don't think that, like, that's the case. I don't think that a person making a Minecraft video and, like, having a parasocial audience automatically makes them, like, a groomer in every situation. I think the term groomer is specifically overused for situations like that.
10-year-old, this wouldn't be grooming yet because you haven't...
Yeah, saying every fan you interact with is groomed because they're a fan is too broad. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
established a relationship with them yet, but this is still a stupid argument because in this context, randomly sexting a 14-year-old for the first time would be the first step in attempting to groom them. You're acting like everyone else is so stupid for not understanding grooming while you don't understand grooming. Destiny would claim that he just cares about definitional specificity, but the specific definitions you're promoting aren't even accurate. I'm not saying that Destiny is making this argument because he wants to groom children, but when you combine him saying that some 15-year-olds are hot as fuck with him sharing around pictures of 15-year-olds in bikinis.
Yeah, they come pre-groomed because the guy plays Minecraft. I just disagree with this entirely.
With him saying that 30-year-olds sexting 14-year-olds isn't necessarily grooming, it starts to paint a very strange picture. Destiny also got really mad that people were labeling Drake a pedophile. He even had a debate about why it's totally fine for Millie Bobby Brown at 14 to be texting Drake about,
like, that's extremely gross and weird behavior.
About relationship advice.
When you say he's texting her and he wants to give her dating advice, what if she's the one that brought it up first?
Then you don't answer that or say this is not an appropriate conversation.
Should he say something like, I'm sorry, but it's inappropriate for me to talk to you about high school boys?
100%.
Or what, like, what?
Yeah. You do it all the time. When some young person comes up to you and starts saying some weird stuff, you just sit there with this 13-year-old and then you start having conversations extended about them about dating.
Yeah, I have before. What do you?
Yeah, it's weird.
You mean? No, would I tell if a young person came up to me and they were asking me questions about some like boy problems or some shit? Yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, of course. What do you mean, I'm a 35-year-old man? Of course I'm gonna have better advice for them than some fucking random high school person. Yeah, of course.
Wait.
If a 15-year-old girl came up to me and she's like, there's some weird shit going on with a boy in my high school, I'd say, oh no, don't talk to me, honey. Go ask another 15-year-old boy or ask your fucking mom and dad who are gonna tell you to.
No. You ask the mom and dad. You don't ask you. Don't ask your favorite streamer. That's weird. No. Wait, why are the parents retarded?
Never talk.
No. You ask. You go ask your parents. Yeah, it's a question for them. No, dude.
What the fuck?
Hold up. You think you should be talking to them about sex?
It depends on the context. I don't give a. What do you mean? If a 15-year-old asks me, and she's like, I think I'm gonna this guy at school unprotected. Yeah, I'd probably say, bro, you're 15. Don't destroy your life. Make sure you guys are using protection. What the fuck? Why would I not say this?
Okay, and do you think that most parents finding out that you're talking to their kids about sex and giving them advice, do you think they would take it well?
I don't know. I don't give a. They should be talking to their own kids about it.
So apparently Destiny has given children relationship advice in the past. Destiny is famously really great at relationships, so I'm sure these children really appreciated his sage words of wisdom.
But dude, this video is fucking brutal. Holy shit.
If there's one thing that nobody...
I thought I was going to click off of this and start going by segment, but I don't want to stop watching it. What the fuck, dude?
...you would ever say about Destiny is that he makes good personal life dating decisions.
Destiny also says...
Wait, was that the same guy from the debate?
Give best
good personal life.
Isn't that... Was he debating ABBA about Destiny?
Okay.
You don't give a. What do you mean? If a 15-year-old.
Oh my god, bro! I didn't watch the ABBA video, but I heard it was terrible.
Is that he makes good personal life dating decisions?
Jesus
Destiny
fucking
also
Christ!
Says that he thinks he would give better relationship advice than a child's retarded parents, and that he would give a child sex advice even if this would upset the child's parents. Who cares if parents don't want you to talk to their kids about sex? Destiny understands your kids better than you do. Destiny, you're a rule utilitarian, right? You believe that we should establish moral rules based on what generally leads to the least amount of harm. But you don't think that it would be good to establish a general rule that it's not safe for 31-year-olds like Drake to be texting 14-year-olds like Millie Bobby Brown about...
Nick, there's this guy I really like. How do I ask him out? You should scream at him in the hallway, all right? Just yell at the top of your lungs, all right? That's how they know, you know?
Their relationships. Of course, there can be hypothetical situations where this isn't harmful and the adult actually does have good intentions, but in general, I don't think it's safe for children to be having these sorts of private conversations with adults. And I think it is totally reasonable to side-eye Drake for having these sorts of conversations with Millie Bobby.
Everyone's saying the ABBA video was good. I didn't watch it. I just heard it was bad. It might be really good, just to be clear. I don't want to just completely assassinate it because I haven't watched it.
Brown, especially because he kissed a child on stage.
I just know that one clip wasn't good. How old are you? Alright, nobody here likes Drake, right? Can we go past the Drake stuff? I agree, the Drake stuff is weird. How do you feel about age play? Yeah, this was in the leaks. We're going into some Edwin allegation territory.
Younger? She was already 15 years younger than him, but you know, why not add on another 5 or 10 years for good measure? According to Destiny himself, he views sexting 19-year-olds as the same as sexting 15-year-olds.
When you're 19, you're a little kid, okay?
There it is! This clip is fucking nuts.
If you're 22, a 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old.
This is like recorded around the same time because he's got the goatee as the clip where he's talking about the 15-year-old too. That's even more insane.
To me, it's all the fucking same, dude. Don't give me this fucking, just because of some legal age of consent, whatever bullshit, I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old fucking freshman in school as I would a fucking sophomore in high school. Any type of inclination towards any of those people is really fucking weird. If you live with your mom and dad still pay all of your bills, you're still a virgin, you've never been in a relationship, you don't go to school, you've never even had a job before.
You are welcome in DG.
You've never lived on your own. You're a child. You're very much a child.
So Destiny views 19-year-olds as little kids.
You're a little kid.
And says that being attracted to them is really fucking weird.
Really fucking weird.
Yet here he is 5 years later at age 34, sexting
a 19-year-old
asking her if she
prostitute.
wants to do age play with him and sending her non-consensual sex tapes of his friends and wife. And honestly, it doesn't even matter what my opinion is of this. In Destiny's own words, he thinks this is really fucking weird.
Really fucking weird.
So,
this is fucking great, dude. Holy shit, dude.
Destiny, pedophile. I don't really give a fuck what you label him.
Sunday, you recorded the wrong guy. You should have just called this dude.
I choose to label him a freak. Only freaks engage in the type of degenerate behavior that Destiny...
This guy had all the receipts for like the last fucking 15 years.
...he has engaged in. I don't give a fuck about semantic debates about the technical...
That's like an evisceration. Yeah, I don't even... How could you even respond to that?
...clinical definition of pedophilia. If you send pictures of a 15-year-old in a bikini to your friends and talk about
Holy
how hot
shit.
they are, you are a freak.
Dude, he ends that and he's just like, now we're doing a harming women part 2. Holy fuck, there's more.
Finish out the video by talking about Destiny's treatment towards women in more recent
His community.
years. A little while ago, Destiny admitted that he was psychologically abusive towards his ex-wife.
This is probably just going to be Melina venting about her relationship with me to Bob. Listen, okay? I've said it a million times. I'm a very fucking hard person to date. I work a fuck ton, and I'm very fucking cold. I have a really hard time dealing with people when they get emotional, okay? But if Melina starts crying or we're having an argument, I'll say, like, listen, I'm gonna go play fucking Minecraft. Like, come talk to me when you're done crying, because I can't sit here and listen to you cry. I'm wasting the few fucking minutes of free time I have in the day. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you cry doing it. Like, so anybody that survives a relationship with me for more than like 6 months, okay, props to that person, because they're going through some severe fucking psychological abuse, all right? It's a fucking hard thing to deal with.
Yeah, I think I played this clip. This was part of the Bernie video that we showed in one of the earlier streams.
I'm not joking.
Maybe Destiny's fans would claim that he was being hyperbolic here and he wasn't actually admitting to being abusive, but here's his best friend Dan also saying that
Yeah, Dan has basically confirmed this.
Destiny was really shitty towards his ex-wife.
I'll say this also. I think Steven was a fucking really shitty husband to Melina. Okay? I'm coming out.
Dude, Dan, gun against his head after 3 hours of coping on stream. It's like, by the way, guys, Destiny was a terrible husband. Just in case you guys didn't know.
Here, saying it right now. I don't think Steve would deny it either. But it's not good. The way that he was. Like,
Yeah, he just volunteered this info after getting called the sweeper for hours.
I talked with Melina a lot of times, and she was crying.
Yeah, but Hassan, guys, but Hassan.
Miserable and everything else. And Steve would say, what do you want me to say? I'm a selfish motherfucker.
I think it was good Ethan pushed back the content nuke, because I think Destiny really needed a week to get shit on. Because, I mean, if the Ethan nuke came out, people would start talking about Hassan again. But, like, you could see all the sweepers were pushing, like, Hassan during the initial Destiny stuff when nobody was talking about Hassan.
That's why I'm in the relationship that I'm in, the way that I do things that I'm in. And Melina, like, really was hurt by it. And I think, like, she was like, you know, what should I do? Should I leave? And I'll tell you this, I never was like, I was never like, no, you should stay and make things out. I told her multiple times, like, listen, if you feel like this is an abusive relationship, get the fuck out of there immediately.
Melina herself has also accused Destiny of being psychologically abusive towards her.
I'm irritated by a couple things. One thing I'm irritated about is that my ex-wife has reached out to a ton of people. At least 5 mutual friends have alerted me. I have no idea how many other are affected. Basically saying that I've lied about a ton of stuff and that I am abusive.
So Destiny has said that he was psychologically abusive towards Melina. Melina has said that Destiny was psychologically abusive towards Melina. And Destiny's best friend Dan also seems to think that Destiny was psychologically abusive towards Melina.
Again,
I wonder if maybe...
I still agree. It would be nice to hear specifically from Melina what happened. That would probably be valuable information right now.
Maybe Destiny was psychologically abusive towards Melina. Destiny seems to think that as long as he's like, yep, I'm an abuser, deal with it.
Because they're going through some severe fucking psychological abuse, all right? It's a fucking hard thing to deal with. I'm not joking.
That he can just move on from this and sweep it under the rug, but I don't believe he should be allowed to do this. And I don't understand why any woman would ever want to associate with Destiny after seeing shit like this. Destiny not only has a history of allegedly being abusive himself, he also has a history of surrounding himself with other abusive men. Years
Mr. Girl
ago, the streamer Vosh was exposed by Destiny for sexually harassing a woman named Poppy.
Yeah, so the problem is that we've gotten these complaints for like, I think about a year.
Dude, the video of him finding out about Poppy and then them forgetting to kick Vosh out of the room. So you hear him go like, oh, or whatever, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And then Destiny starts laughing hysterically because he was supposed to ban him from the Discord and didn't. And he still had like join permissions during his own execution. That is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen.
where like you've been like really sexually aggressive from a variety of people.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, the worst thing is that you engage in a repeatable pattern of behavior where you try to be very sexually aggressive towards a lot of the women in chat.
It's funny because like Vosh's idea of flirting was like just a robot's idea of quote unquote joking. There are a lot of overlaps here. Like, the only difference is Bosch didn't send a picture of a chicken after he's like, you want to see my dick?
In order to make them uncomfortable enough to send you pictures, and then if they don't, you either act very aggressive towards them, like by telling them that you can't continue conversations anymore, or you continue to sexually harass them until they either give in or block you or go crazy or whatever.
It hasn't. I mean, none of this has happened. That's an extrapolation that you can make based on Poppy.
But wasn't Melina also a bad faith actor? Like, if you want to say that, that's fine. But it sounds like Destiny, Melina, and Dan are in some form of agreement here that some shit went down. We don't know what it is, so it's not like we're engaging with like facts of the situation. We just know that it was potentially abusive, and that all three people who would know, like a close friend of Steven and both of them, have made reference to the fact that some shit went down. So, yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable to say that, like, he was a pretty shitty husband and did some pretty shitty shit, like, bad stuff or whatever.
Even after Destiny found out that...
Didn't you say you saw the DMs? I never saw the DMs of what Melina said to Chud, but I'm pretty sure they were about Lauren Southern. He never showed them to me explicitly. I didn't even know Melina had reached out to him until I found out that it was all legit. Or no, when did I find out about that? I didn't know at the time when I was talking about it, because I had thought that DK was making this stuff up or was just going off of rumor. I didn't know that he knew that Melina and Chud had conversations about it.
Bosch had sexually harassed her. He still decided to be friends with him and platform him and help him start his career. And now, years later, because of Destiny's actions, all of us have had to endure learning about Vosh's horse fetish and his short stack goblin porn. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't look into it.
This is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
Later on, after Destiny's relationship with Vosh fell apart, Destiny decided to become friends with a racist named Mr. Girl. And Mr. Girl is not allegedly a racist, he is a racist. He posted a video openly admitting to raping a woman.
A couple years ago, I matched with a woman on Tinder. I say woman because she was 46. Anyway, we got frozen yogurt.
I say woman because she was 46 is already an insane start of a fucking sentence.
Came over, we got naked, I got naked. Then
This is the thing, right? Is everybody just inept? When did Bo Blacks post this clip? Bo Blacks is like the official I hate Mr. Girl aficionado. Where was Bo Blacks tweeting this at Destiny on Twitter instead of whatever the fuck he wrote? Imagine he just sent this clip.
We both got naked. We started making out. Sex kind of makes me anxious, so I don't like a ton of foreplay. To me, it should be like tearing off a band-aid, right? I'm trying to be patient. Finally, I get her on top of me. I put my dick in place, like right at her vagina, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. She holds perfectly still and says, I'm not ready. Clear as day. No mistaking her meaning. She doesn't consent.
I like how he's very specific. It's like, it's not like her going, I'm not ready. It's her going, I'm not ready.
But she has this look in her eye. Like she's daring me to just push it in. Like I'm some kind of pussy if I don't. I could have been imagining that. But I grabbed her shoulders.
And then it's like, here's a way out. But it probably wasn't real and I was probably imagining it.
And pushed her down onto my dick.
I fucked her.
Did she like that I did that? I think so. She probably had mixed feelings about it. Was it rape? Yes, I guess. I don't know. She told me not to, and I did it anyway. That makes it rape.
I don't know what went through Mr. Girl's head that he thought it was a good idea to openly...
It was whatever went through Destiny's head when he explained the 8-year-old clip. They all got the disease.
...admit to raping someone on the internet, but...
Why would he... Don't even say, like, why would he say it? Because it's a good thing they did.
That's Mr. Girl for you. Mr. Girl is most...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
She probably had mixed feelings about it. Was it rape? Yes, I guess.
There we go, boys.
She told me not to, and I did it anyway. That makes it rape.
I don't know what went through Mr. Girl's head that he thought it was a good idea to openly admit to raping someone on the internet, but... That's Mr. Girl for you. Mr. Girl is most well known for his review of the movie Cuties, where he said that he found the 10-year-old girls in that movie hot.
And it juxtaposes these amazing scenes where it's like you'll see the girls playing on a bed where they're stuffing gummy bears in their mouths and they're just totally children. And then you'll see them shaking their booties on this stairway as they make
All right, I don't need the blur either. Get that out of there.
hot.
10 years old is 5 years too young for Destiny's taste, but he decided to become friends with Mr. Girl anyway. Mr. Girl also released a bunch of videos where he was like emotionally abusing his girlfriend on camera. After they had been friends for a while, Destiny and Mr. Girl got into some drama because Destiny had banned Mr.
I can't believe I didn't have the fucking gameplay on the screen. I just wanted like a crazy sniper spray, and you're never gonna know. That's insane.
Mr. Girl from Destiny's subreddit because Mr. Girl was criticizing Destiny for the way that he had defended Nick Fuentes. And then a few months after this, Mr. Girl released a report called the Destiny Report, where he outlined all of the ways that he believes
All right, I'm hoping it's not full-scale Mr. Girl apologia, and I'm hoping he agrees with me that there were things that came from there that were valid, especially now so, but Mr. Girl went completely over the top and was talking complete crazy shit.
Destiny is an abuser.
And like self-inserted or whatever.
Most people ignored this report because they didn't really care to listen to a potential abusive pedophile rapist give his opinions on why he thinks Destiny is abusive. The report was also over 100,000 words long, and it was terribly formatted, and honestly, no one had time to read all that shit. And while I personally think that Mr. Girl is a disgusting weirdo, I do think he made a couple decent points.
Okay, we agree. There we go.
In his report.
I think that Mr. Beard is like extremely rational throughout like the entire video. I'm like completely fucking shocked here because this is not how I remembered him at all.
Mr. Girl's main perspective is that he believes Destiny has a pattern of being abusive towards the women in his orbit. And now that we've seen evidence that Destiny has been
Be honest, did you make this video? No, I'm learning.
Sharing sex tapes of his orbiters and his ex-wife behind their back without their consent, I think this adds some credence to the idea that there might be a
I'm
pattern
gonna DM him after this because his video is like insane.
of abuse happening here.
Is the rest of his content like this? I have a feeling it's not, but like, is the rest of his stuff this well researched?
In my opinion, Destiny kind of reminds me of the character of Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if Dennis was shorter and scrawnier and more annoying.
I didn't know I was being filmed. If you're in my room,
He doesn't sound far like he was.
you're always being filmed.
You are.
He does.
True.
He does.
It's his thing. It's kind of creepy.
In case you haven't seen the show, the character Dennis is known for being a psychopath who's incredibly good at manipulating women.
Oh, look, I'm not narcissistic. That's good. I told you guys I was humble. We're a bit Machiavellian, a bit not psychotic.
You know what? I think the best part of this video, and I don't know if it's going to come because there's still 30 minutes left, is that all this stuff is pretty good. Like, there's no real weird filler stuff. I think the closest thing to filler is that random argument about, fucking, what's it called?
Psychopath, a bit psychopathic. That's what
About, like, grooming. That was, like, the only thing that I could see as filler.
I'm looking for.
The most famous clip of Dennis is where he explains that if you take a woman out on a boat with you, she won't say no to having sex.
Like, we're not sitting here and relitigating every edgy thing he's ever said on stream, which is exactly the mistakes that, like, Keffels and stuff would make, right? Like, we would have to be sitting here being... Because he played all those clips. All those clips are in the video, but they're used in the intro segment. Like, we don't have to sit here and be like, the bombing dipshit protester meme again for the 50,000th time. It's the same thing that Ethan did with, like, playing the Hassan 9/11 clip right at the beginning of the video, just to get it in there, because why not? But, like, not spending a significant amount of time talking about it.
With you because of the implication.
The whole purpose of buying the boat in the first place was to get the ladies nice and tipsy topside so we can take them to a nice, comfortable place below deck and, you know, they can't refuse because of the implication.
Oh, okay. You had me going there for the first part. The second half kind of threw me.
Well, dude, think about it. She's out in the middle of nowhere with some dude she barely knows. You know, she looks around her. What does she see? Nothing but open ocean. There's nowhere for me to run. What am I gonna...
Jesus fucking
I
Christ.
do say no.
Okay, that...
I've never seen It's Always Sunny.
That seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Well, in 2020, Destiny explains that he doesn't think it would be good for someone who has a large online platform to be sexting the women who he has as guests on his show because of the implication.
Let's say that I run
Yeah, this clip is crazy.
like a really big podcast. I get 30,000 viewers. Let's say that I have a podcast. I got 30,000 viewers. Let's say that there's a girl that messages me. We talk for a little bit. And she really wants to be on. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, you really want to come on the podcast, blah, blah, blah. I could probably start sexting her and she'll probably give in and send me nudes and shit because she doesn't want to lose that opportunity. She might not actually want to. She might not be into it really at all. But if I start propositioning her, if she says no to me, she might worry like, fuck, like if I say no to this guy, like I'm not going to make it on that podcast.
Oh, yeah, I think this was all about Bob 7, right? The Bob 7 one was Destiny's like worst moments because he'd go on to do so many of those things.
And then are you wrong for asking in that case? Even though you saw it?
I think it is
actually
wrong.
If it's XQC, it's probably not Bob 7.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
However, as we now know, Destiny has a long history of doing this exact thing to the women who are guests on his show.
I don't like the idea that we're normalizing,
Yeah, Bob 7 went from Bob 9/11 back to Bob 7. It's crazy.
Someone bringing in a bunch of small content creators.
I mean, I don't think what Bob 7 did was super good either, but he definitely got his revenge.
That are women fucking them, right? And then when that fallout inevitably happens, like, just cast them away. Like, it's a really weird dynamic. I work with women, and I'm happy with the fact that it's professional. And that needs to be a standard that we set for more people, because I hate the idea that I just show up on screen with a woman, and it's automatically sex. But can I really be mad at an audience for thinking that when I hang out with Steven, who literally fucks pretty much everybody he works with?
It is possible that like you...
Yeah, Destiny is like an HR person's worst nightmare. They'll write textbooks about his fucking orbiters in the future. Like the streamer's fucking guide to sexual harassment. Whenever this course is written and required for all Twitch streamers, Destiny is going to be like the face of the thing.
Are like a very like mature person, and even if they turned you down, you're...
Who's Bob 7? It's like Cade 6, but like for Bob.
Still cool with them being on your podcast. Like there are some people like that, but like not everybody. No one knows. That's the problem. Nobody can ever know that if you're actually that kind of person. That's why it's like a very hazy area where you can't really consent in that situation because you don't really know.
So on the one hand, he is saying that you shouldn't sext with women who are guests on your show because they can't fully consent, and on the other hand, he is sexting with...
So I think the only difference that people were pointing out, because I said something similar to this and I got a bunch of pushback from my chat, is they were arguing, well, yeah, but like these are people he's sexting who are trying to get on the show, and he's like the show's producer. But I still kind of think it's not really super different than like putting people in front of an entire new audience, giving them an opportunity to chat with all these people and grow and potentially start a career and stuff. And yeah, it probably is pretty fucked up to like engage sexually with every single person or most people that you're working around to the point where people just assume you've already done it. Oh, look at this, dude. Bang. Oh, bang. Oh. Night night. Bang. Oh shit, dude. There we go.
With most of the women who are guests on his show and sharing around...
You said Cade 6, like we're supposed to know who that is. Well, yeah, it was a Destiny 2 reference. If Destiny 1 was so good, wouldn't Destiny 2 be good too?
Their sex tapes without their consent. A woman named Lav came forward and said that she felt pressured to send Destiny feet pics in exchange for being a guest on his stream.
At least in my case, I was so desperate to get out of sex work, and I told him that, and he said, why don't you stream with me? This can open up an avenue where like you don't have to do what you hate to do. And I'm a political streamer. You can get into politics, like fully extending himself to me in a way that was like very friendly. And then it turned into something like, oh, right after that conversation, he was like, oh, by the way, I don't see any feet on your profile. He. Like immediately after.
Apparently, after she sent him feet pics, he said, welcome to the
Welcome to the sub club.
Orbiters Club, implying that sending her feet pics is what will give her the chance to be one of his orbiters.
And it's like, obviously that's a joke, but is it a joke in like, tee-hee ha-ha, guys? Yeah, that's what it takes to be an orbiter. Anyways, I will be accepting the feet pictures. Thank you right now. If you want to send any of your spread ass cheeks, I would appreciate those as well. Anyway, tee-hee ha-ha, welcome to the Orbiter Club.
Orbiters. Now, Destiny claims that this was a completely...
It's a jar level joke. Yeah, but I mean, like... Is it?
Ironic joke, and it wasn't meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. But if Destiny himself...
That's what I'm saying. Is it not a joke, but masked as a joke, or is it a joke? I think you could reasonably come to the conclusion that it's definitely not a joke, I guess.
Has said that he shouldn't be sexting his orbiters...
Like, it's a joke, but the intent is for it to actually occur.
Because of the implication, and then he sexts his orbiters and then says...
Yeah, it's like a JK unless. That's a really good way to explain it to Squee.
Welcome to the Orbiter Club. I am struggling to see how this is a joke. And even if it was intended as a joke, like Destiny explained in this previous clip, you shouldn't be making jokes like this because the person on the receiving end might not understand that you're joking. It seems strange to me that Destiny had this incredibly nuanced view of consent a couple years ago, but then once
Oh, it's pronounced ski? Sorry.
he wanted to
By that logic, is Boblax your orbiter? No, Boblax has been cast out into the shadow realm.
start sexting people, all of these rules that he set for himself went out the window.
Now, again, there are exceptions. Maybe you're friends with this person.
I can't do a foot cam, guys. You'd have to see my tattoo. I have a tattoo of the letter E on my foot. Okay? Dude, listen. Scavenger hunts in college were crazy, alright? I have a tattoo of the letter E on my foot. On the side of it.
For 10 years or some shit, and you guys have like some like it could be like very niche. I don't want to say like every single time, but like as a blanket rule, if you even have to stop and think about this, you should just not do it. It's just it's a bad idea.
Later on, Lav accused Destiny of being the Harvey Weinstein of YouTube because she felt like Destiny had a pattern.
The fucking Harvey Weinstein was so fucking crazy because she's like, I didn't know that Harvey Weinstein raped people. This is why I struggle to engage with anything Lav says, and I'm not really keying into it too much because there's enough here that I don't really need to engage with Lav, whether she's telling the truth or not. I don't have to risk it.
Of manipulating the women in his orbit into doing sexual favors for him, and because she felt like it was emotionally abusive that every woman who came on Destiny's stream would inevitably be flooded with hate comments on his subreddit, which Destiny would refuse to take down. If you
Because unironically, like the one thing Destiny hasn't been accused of so far is rape. That's unironically like the one thing we haven't hit on this thing is rape yet.
Come onto Destiny's stream as a woman, you can be pretty safe to assume that you are gonna get a bunch of hate comments on Destiny's subreddit.
Yeah,
But
I said so far.
according to Destiny's community, it's not because they hate women, it's just because these particular women all happen to be too stupid to debate their daddy Destiny. One time, Destiny's head moderator of his subreddit named Forethought sent
I heard that Forethought had a falling out, and I don't know what it was. Is this it? Is this the new shit?
one of his female orbiters the message, Kelly Jean, stop pretending like you're hurt by sexism. Your greatest aspiration was being an esports rape victim. Holy f***.
What?
Fuck, no wonder you wish you got raped. You've got literally nothing going on to be doing this at 40.
When the fuck did he say that?
After seeing these—
Bro, why did Kelly not mention this the last time I was on JSTOG? Holy shit, dude!
messages, Destiny refused to remove Forethought as a moderator of his subreddit.
But the whole idea is that if there's no wrong way to treat Kelly Jean or whatever, if that's her mentality when it comes to her, who's to say that doesn't exist?
I was just on that fucking stream. I think I asked about Forethought. I think, didn't they say like, yeah, we're not gonna get into that right now. Did that happen? Am I fucking crazy?
To other people.
Like, can we just, why is it okay to do whatever you want
To Kelly Jean.
Oh yeah,
you'd have to ask Destiny that.
I mean, it's Kelly Jean.
That's not that.
Yeah, but if you
I mean, I asked, dude. What the fuck?
have that mentality, Destiny, then yeah, he's gonna copy it, isn't he?
It's crazy how much of this stuff has occurred in like the 2 years since the Red Pill arc started. I fell out of Destiny's content during the Red Pill arc. I showed up basically between like around the time where the Destiny Vosh, around the time of the George Floyd stuff, and I kind of fell off at the Red Pill arc. That's when I was like a big fucking Destiny DGGer fan or whatever.
I wonder why women don't always feel comfortable on Destiny's subreddit. At
Yeah,
the
I mean,
time,
that's pretty fucking reasonable, I'd say.
Destiny and his community absolutely tore Lav to shreds because they didn't think that she had enough evidence to substantiate the claim that Destiny was the Harvey Weinstein of YouTube. One time when Lav was in the hospital, Destiny sent to his public chat, like, I wish this person would just kill themselves already or fuck off from my shit forever. Destiny even one time shared with his public chat that there was a Kiwi Farms thread being made about Lav. In case you don't know, Kiwi Farms is a message board that is famous for doxing and harassing people they don't like. So by sending Destiny's community to her Kiwi Farms page, Destiny was essentially doxing her. To be clear, I'm not trying to 100% defend Lav here.
Alright, but if the Kiwi Farms page is already being created, something tells me that they weren't, like the dox was there. I don't know. Do you think it's doxing to just mention that there's a Kiwi Farms post that exists about somebody? I don't think that's reasonable. But I do think what he's doing is pushing more people to the thread. I think that's the intent of posting it into the chat. Because, I mean, we'll talk on stream all the time. We'll say, like, Boblax has a Kiwi Farms thread or something. I don't think that that's doxing people to reference that Boblax has a Kiwi Farms thread.
I think that some of the negative comments about her debating were accurate. I don't think she's a
But, like, the commentary community, even in and of itself, has a Kiwi Farms thread.
particularly good debater. I also don't think that she necessarily had enough evidence to back up the claim that Destiny is the Harvey Weinstein of YouTube. Although these days I do think there is a lot more evidence pointing to that being the case. She also one time claimed that Hassan had slept with a 17-year-old, which she didn't have any evidence to back up, and then Hassan ended up tearing her to shreds.
It was, like, totally okay for Keffels to quote Kiwi Farms, but it was never okay for anybody else to reference it ever, which was super weird.
It's for that. And since then, she has become a TERF who says a bunch of racist and transphobic shit on Twitter. However, I do still think that the treatment she endured from Destiny's community was insane. Being a bad person does not disqualify you from being abused. And if a woman feels like she's being abused by you and your community, I don't think a good way to prove that you're actually not abusive is by telling her to kill herself and doxing her. Destiny's community wrote off Lav as mentally unstable and insane. And because both her and Mr. Girl were widely hated by most people on the internet, most people ignored their allegations that Destiny was abusive. Destiny has a long history of bringing mentally ill women onto his stream, to the point where it's a meme in his community that all of the women on Destiny's stream have BPD. Destiny himself has said that he's most attracted to women.
Well, yeah, I always said for a long while that he needs more friends like Turkey Tom and less Kelly Jeans, and I apologize to Kelly Jean for the implication. We did speak about this on JStalk recently, but that is what I said, saying that less people who don't really have a... I'll take Kelly Jean out of the equation, but there's a lot of orbiters that go on there who have, like, no previous online presence, who are extremely malleable in that, where they're kind of dealing with, like, talking to 6,000 people concurrently for the first time. Like, I don't know. I don't think I can just navigate going from 300 viewers to 6,000 viewers or 3,000 viewers or 4,000 viewers and, like, kind of the current day fucking trajectory for the channel. That would be extremely nerve-wracking. But there are people who don't have any career at all, who have no streaming background, who are jumping on to talk to all these people, and now for the first time, people who know who they are, they're getting fan art, they're getting fucking Reddit threads talking about their debates and stuff like that, they're getting praise, they're getting hate. All of these interactions are things that, like, they couldn't even conceive about 2 weeks ago. So they're not going to always handle it super well, and they're going to look for, like, kid gloves when there's not really any to hand out. So it would be more like, I don't know, it would be more reasonable, I guess, if they started interacting with, like, if he, like, brought on orbiters who are like Tom, larger YouTubers who have something to lose, who aren't quote unquote orbiters, but, like, maintain their own distinct communities and stuff, who've kind of achieved these levels of success before. But it had occurred to me after the fact that maybe the reason he does this is because, like, it's easier to control a Kelly Jean than it is for to control, like, a Turkey Tom. Because, like, when things get bad, Turkey Tom's gonna leave, but, like, where the fuck is JStalk supposed to go? You know? It's like it could be like a power trip.
Who he considers mentally unstable.
This dude really has a penchant for going after mentally ill women, okay? Women with, like, severe depression, and a lot of them got, like, self-diagnosed.
Like, you shouldn't pick your orbiters off of your sexual type. Of, like, your orbiters shouldn't be dictated by, like, the type of woman you'd fuck.
BPD or some bullshit. Like, he just likes that. I don't know. To me, the fact that there's a pattern with a lot of these girls is a bit weird.
But the question is, does Destiny just happen to attract a bunch of mentally unstable women to his stream, or does he purposefully attract mentally unstable women because he knows they are more easy to abuse? Another mentally ill woman that Destiny had a long conflict with was a woman named Anna. Just like with Lav, Destiny also encouraged his community to go to Anna's Kiwi Farms thread, and he encouraged them to...
Nicholas DeOrio?
Is that not going to read? Unrelated to the current topic, but Denim's lying about the social credit system pissed me off. If you're interested, look up Su Zedong, an MMA fighter that has life ruined for exposing fake martial artists. Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
To post in her thread.
Oh, okay. Also, heads up. This is my only non-media blackout time, okay? This is my only non-media blackout time. I will immediately back this, okay? Somebody on Kiwi Farms has made a thread of Anna. So if you are obsessed with Anna and you want to talk about her all the time...
Okay, well, see, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. That's a little crazy.
You, chatter, you can actually go to Kiwi Farms and you can go and post all...
I mean, this is just fundamentally... Dude, he does this whole, like, I don't allow this stuff on my Reddit, but you can't really say, like, oh, I delete all the posts about you, Anna, on Reddit, but I also told my audience to become like avid Kiwi Farms users and discuss you on fucking. That's a little different.
You want, read all you want.
That's a stronger one than last time. Hey, you guys hit the goal. Thank you so much. You guys have earned another goal.
Go there, post about it.
Because that's a little different than just pointing out that a Kiwi Farms post exists. That's inviting your fucking audience to be like the writers. That changes a lot.
Talk about it. People put a lot of effort into categorizing and archiving everything. There you go, okay?
And in the thread about Anna that Destiny encouraged his fans to go message, they doxed Anna. And it was later revealed that at this time, Destiny was secretly in an ongoing—
Yes! Dude! That's crazy!
Sexual relationship with Anna.
So you acknowledge that you've been sexting with her for a year?
Yeah, we've had on and off, sure.
In response to this, Anna texted Destiny, "You literally ruined my fucking life. You just doxed me on your stream. Fuck you. You put me in danger." And Destiny responded to this by saying, "You're doing it to yourself and you're going to keep doing it to yourself." This is one of the most insane things I have ever seen in my entire life. Choosing to dox—
Yeah, again, I haven't spoken to Anna. I opened the door for conversation. The thing is, she wanted to come on stream, and I didn't really know how that would go for her, considering the last time I saw her on stream was with, like, Merle or whatever. I didn't know if that would be, like, a healthy environment to bring her on during, like, the peak of the Destiny stuff. And I probably want to just vet and make sure she's, like, capable of having these conversations. Maybe that's a little too much. I never did speak to her, but I do want to have a chat with her.
A woman you are actively sexting with just because she pissed you off. I guess if you want to live life by Destiny's rules, if your wife or girlfriend or friends with benefits ever pisses you off, why not just dox her to hundreds of thousands of people? I also want to be clear that I'm not defending Anna. Anna also has a long history of harassing Steven, which is obviously not good, but Destiny also treated Anna like garbage. He not only doxed her, but he also threatened to leak her nudes when she threatened to leak sext messages between the two of them to prove that Destiny had been lying about her.
So do you think that leaking sexting and leaking nudes is proportional, or do you think it's a proportional response in the way that you're reacting to that?
I think it's about proportional, yeah. Thanks.
You don't think that she has more to lose in that scenario? Like, you think that people were going...
Oh, like, I mean, she could have more to lose, but I just don't see the huge difference.
Dude, Tom Tent. We're getting our Tom Tent right now. This is, like, the most iconic clip of Tom. Like, tomfoolery will forever live on as the guy who was in, like, this clip with Destiny talking about revenge porn.
Between, like, sex and nudes. Like, you're leaking, like, personal, like, sexual shit that somebody sent you and, like, trusted you with. Like, in my opinion, this is, like, one of the biggest forms of, like, weird...
It's like the Wick clip and the Tom clip. Like, you can never completely forget these people because these are, like, two iconic, like, destruction of Destiny clips.
Backstabbing shit that you can do. It's like one of the worst things a person can do is like leaking like private sexual shit like that.
I love you, Tom.
Looking back at Destiny's stream,
is there anybody who watched this video who thought it was like unhinged? Like, are there any like DGG Orbiter reactions or whatever of people like crazy coping about it?
From over the years, I found at least 20 different women who had allegedly had some sort of sexual relationship with Destiny at some point. And
I feel like the only way to like completely dodge this is to just not talk about it ever. And again, has Destiny watched this on stream? Doesn't seem like a ton of it's about Pixie. He could abstain. I don't know. Maybe it's a little ridiculous to keep asking Hassan to watch that. And everyone's just letting Destiny off the hook from this. Because this is a lot better than I expected it to be.
15 different previous female orbiters who now all hate Destiny's guts, and Destiny now labels them as crazy. The fact that Destiny
like,
has
I
had
haven't
sex
seen
with
anybody pushing for Destiny to react to this video on stream.
a bunch of his orbiters and now a bunch of them
Maybe
hate
that
him
people should.
doesn't necessarily prove abuse. But what I do know is that Destiny is not living by the standard he expects.
Like, you're not bound to any NDA to cover 3/4 of this video, and you could just skip the parts or just omit the parts that are about Cherry and Pixie.
Other people to live by. Again,
Something legal. Yeah, like, why? Dude, I don't understand. Like, you can't watch the harming children segment. You can't watch the Anna Mr. Girl Lab segment and engage with any of this.
He said himself that you should not sext people who are guests on your platform because they might not be able to fully consent because of the implication.
I think it is wrong. Yeah, I don't think you should.
And at the very least, he has totally and utterly failed at living up to this standard of conduct that he expects other people to live by. I think we would need more evidence to concretely prove that Destiny's stream really is this system of abuse. But all I know is that there are at least 4 alleged victims and a whole host of other women who absolutely hate Destiny's guts, so I would recommend that women should stay as far away from Destiny's community as possible.
If you know that the people you're going to be involved with are only short-term partners, and you constantly see the after effect of most of your hookups and your interactions leaving a trail of broken hearts and disappointed people, that's a moral failing.
Alright, let's recap all of Destiny's treatment towards women. Destiny sexually assaulted a woman. Destiny has a long history of sharing women's nudes and sex tapes without their consent. Destiny allegedly recorded a woman having sex with him without her consent. And in his messages to his Discord kitten Rose is Coming, he sent her audio recordings of men that he had slept with from Grindr and said, "I went out and sucked a guy off a few nights ago and recorded the audio. It's really scuffed in my pocket, lol. Did I ever send it to you?" If he was recording the audio from his pocket, it sure doesn't sound like that audio was recorded consensually, does it? Maybe he did ask if he could record him, but then he put the phone back in his pocket where the audio would sound terrible for some
again, this
reason,
one is like,
but I highly...
this plays super well into what Cherry is saying, because like, I don't think any reasonable person could expect the Grindr hookup to be down with being recorded through a phone in your pocket. Because why not just record video or whatever if you're going to record it at all? And then simultaneously allowing permanent distribution rights to give that to anybody ever for any reason at all whatsoever. And then on top of all of that, if he's willing to do this with a 19-year-old that he just met, who he's got like few interactions with, it's clearly not the first time he's done this with everybody. So I don't know. The only thing I'm super shocked are all these Orbiter people. None of them were ever the people that received it, or at least none of them have confirmed or whatever that they've received this stuff. Because he's had like sexual relationships with a ton of these Orbiters. So I'm kind of shocked that like none of them have had these messages and stuff sent to them, or maybe they don't want to admit it.
highly doubt
Chud
that.
was still live. Thank you for the Gawk raid.
He was recording men from Grindr without their knowledge. It's also very easy to believe that he was recording Cherry without her knowledge. He has a history of...
This is like the first time I went live when Chud was live, and I didn't raid back into Chud. Because usually I finish before Chud gets done with his streams.
15-year-olds attractive and sharing pictures of them in bikinis.
They may not know. I don't know.
He has a long history of getting very mad at women when they post about their sexual assaults on social media. He has allegedly abused at least one of his female orbiters. And
I hate to say it, off of all the historical Ryan Beard hate, this is like a really good video. And I have like very few things to try to poke through with it. I found like I'm trying to argue more of it because I've had like nothing negative to say. But like, I think that for the most part, this video is really good. I don't know why people aren't just spamming this to Destiny.
Was psychologically abusive towards his ex-wife, and he also admitted to choking out another one of his exes multiple times. However, he claims that this was done in self-defense.
Because you better fucking believe I had to fucking choke her out a few fucking times.
What the fuck is this clip, dude?
Finally, Destiny has a history of doxing and threatening to leak the nudes of women that get on his bad side. I find this incredibly ironic because in his Keffels manifesto, he says that progressives believe there's no such thing as bad tactics, only bad targets.
And what
Oh shit, dude!
comes of the belief that
Yeah, I mean, the guy is a walking professional hypocrite, but like, that one stings too.
there are no bad tactics, only bad targets.
Well, if you ask me, doxing women and threatening to leak their nudes is the definition of bad tactics that you should not be
It leaves such a sour taste in my mouth because I agree with so many of these positions on like Keffels and stuff, and it's like, I agree on a fundamental level that Keffels is shit, but it's more self-serving, kind of just cleaning up Destiny's trash than actually engaging with any principled arguments, because Destiny has no principles. So it kind of just feels like you've become a soldier for something that you don't even believe in, because somebody else is kind of pandering to points that you agree with, because it is self-serving to do so.
Doing even if you think that woman is a valid target. If you add up all of these allegations, I think it's time to consider that maybe Destiny is just not a good fucking person. Maybe he's your typical male feminist and all of the liberal bullshit that he spews on his platform is...
Imagine if Hassan came out with this video. I mean, you'd have to say that Hassan is right. The same way that we had to say that, like, Mike from PA was right, or, like, fucking Lance from the Surfs got a couple digs in. I mean, Hassan did cover the Pixie stuff, and Hassan was right when he was covering it. It seemed like he was even trying to be measured while talking about it, knowing that he was going to be clipped 100 times engaging with it. And we watched like I don't know, like 10 minutes of it. It was pretty good, pretty fine.
It's just him trying to get into women's pants.
I'm glad it didn't come from... Oh, me too. Yeah, 100%.
Had been public.
But it doesn't matter if it came from Hassan. He could just watch it on stream and then it came from Hassan. Because that's where his audience saw it from.
Exposed that Destiny had shared Pixie's sex tapes without her consent. In private, he acknowledged that he had severely, at the very least psychologically, damaged her. But once Pixie came out with her allegations publicly and announced that she was planning to sue Destiny, he went back to his old defensive ways and took accountability for...
Dude, as soon as Chud raids me, we start losing games by crazy margins. This motherfucker.
Nothing. He posted to his subreddit, legal arc beginning in mysterious ways. Such wow.
I think I just had a bottle of liquor delivered. Is that what that was? I ordered a bottle of what is it called? Johnny Walker Black Label Squid Game edition off of the internet. I don't know why, but I just wanted it.
Is the most millennial cringe way possible to respond to allegations of
I'm not even gonna open it. I just want it because it's Squid Game. How much was it? It was like fucking $50. It's just like a regular Johnny Walker. It's just like Squid Game edition.
Crimes. In this post, he never takes...
It's Black Label, but it's got a green label on it because it's Squid Game. But it is Black Label.
Direct accountability for sharing Pixie's sex tapes with Roses Coming without her consent. And instead, he focuses on...
I don't even drink whiskey. I'm like a vodka guy.
On how he's a victim too, because his nudes were also leaked by the...
Dude, I can't believe the concept of like, they've released their nudes in solidarity with Destiny and then finding out what that actually meant is just like absurd.
Hacker that apparently hacked Rose is Coming. Obviously, Destiny is also a victim in this situation, but I struggle to find empathy for him because he refuses to take accountability for sharing the sex tapes non-consensually in the first place, which led to this entire mess. He also talks about how Pixie was asking him for a large amount of money because she was trying to teach him a lesson, and I don't necessarily see anything wrong with her wanting to teach Destiny a lesson. Maybe he needs to be taught a lesson. Pixie made the point that unless there are some real consequences to Destiny for doing this, he'll probably...
Hey, thank you so much.
Great stream to listen to on my way home after an awesome concert. Open mouth smile.
What concert did you go to?
Just do it again in the future, which I agree with. Destiny later sent to his public chat...
He said, Astaghfirullah, Pixie. What the fuck what does that even... He said, Astaghfirullah, Pixie. The people went behind...
Pixie and the people behind her just want money. Yet this is a blatant lie because she made it abundantly clear to Steven that she would be willing to donate.
Destiny's statement was fucking ridiculous.
The money he gave her to
those mean forgive me, God.
Charity. So just like usual, Destiny is attempting to smear his victim in order to silence her, even though in my opinion, Pixie has done absolutely nothing wrong. And I think this shows incredible...
Pixie just wanted like control of her own story, and then in return, she had her shit leaked without her consent. She was fucking branded a suicide baiter, branded an extortionist. It's bad that when Steven's statement came out, that was the proof that Pixie never asked actually for money to Steven directly, and had just talked about it on Discord. Like, so much shit about Pixie was taken without her consent, and we're not even talking about her sex tape. Like how it was distributed, right? Like it's fucking crazy. It is insane how bad of a deal she got on her own story. And I had to I apologize for being a part of it, even though it wasn't my intention.
Incredible moral character on Pixie's part that she's even willing to donate this money to charity because I don't think she has any obligation to do this. But even with Pixie being basically
I mean, Pixie lied for years about not sleeping with him. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Oh, wow, that's a real big own on her. It doesn't really mean that her story should be ripped out from under her, branded a suicide baiter, branded a fucking extortionist, and then have her fucking naked pictures blasted all over the internet. I mean, yeah, hee ha ha funny moment, but when we move past it, it's extremely disgusting.
Quote unquote perfect victim, Destiny still decides...
I don't know if you remember this, but the first time you talked to Sunday on stream, the top comment was to not trust him. Yeah, no, I own the fact that that was my mistake. I think he was extremely reasonable in that conversation, but he autistic fucking tunnel visions over Destiny.
To smear her. My favorite sentence from this post is
Yeah, I don't care. If Queeman's chatters think that, that's totally fine. That doesn't really impact me in the slightest.
when Destiny says,
People get mad at me for rating Queeman because his chatters don't like me. I don't give a fuck.
I have been trying
I'm gonna
to
keep rating him.
move on from covering drama content as it has had an increasingly negative impact on those in my life. Bitch, you loved covering drama content when it was other
Yes, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna cover all the drama content until, like, ironically, the day that, like, you got completely obliterated and lost all your friends.
people's heads on the chopping block, but now you want to stop covering drama once your head is on the chopping block. After this, Destiny sent some messages to his chat that were even more defensive. I have never done anything maliciously.
Yeah, and this is the guy that, like, Dan and Erudite wanted us to think was he felt super bad, guys. He's, like, totally reformed, guys. And it's like, yeah, you guys knew this shit like 2 months ago, but the rest of the internet had no idea what Steven's been doing privately or even what actually happened until today. So sitting here talking about rehabilitation on the day we found out about all this weird shit is, like, extremely gross. I guess that's the viewer's perspective.
As any of the fucking insane allegations say, that's fucking
wrong? What's wrong?
My only crime was being too much of a gooner in 2023 and earlier, 100% sure. Though again, I can't say anything specifically because everyone wants to come at me in court now, I guess. When he says that he didn't do anything maliciously, I think he means that he didn't intend for Pixie's nudes to ever get leaked.
Dan and Pixie confronting Destiny was how we even knew about the Kelly Jean forethought messages. By the way, it's forethought. I don't think you spelled that right, but Dan took initiative to argue with him for like an hour on this on the podcast. Okay, that's fine. But like the forethought message isn't the same as distributing someone's sex tape. Like, yeah, we got to take initiative on forethought. That's great. But like, when was that? Was that after December 10th when they all knew that this guy was like an alleged revenge pornographer who was distributing his friend's sex tapes? That would have been the only crime. Yeah, I don't... That would have been the only crime if he didn't send shit to the girl for it to be leaked. Then the crime was that.
To the public, but I would argue that non-consensually sending her sex tapes in the first place was malicious in and of itself. And again, I think Destiny would agree with me that sharing the nudes in and of itself is malicious because he said that when Bob7 allegedly did the same thing, this should be life-destroying.
But I do believe that these are relatively life-destroying revelations.
And you are not fucking stupid, Destiny. You know that if you're sending around sex tapes to random 19-year-old e-girls, eventually something is going to get leaked.
You know, actually, one of the craziest parts about this whole story is the fact that Destiny trusted a 19-year-old Discord lady.
With like his close friend's fucking sex tape.
Named Rose is Coming, with sex tapes of other people in his life.
In his life. Yeah.
If that's not compromised judgment,
I agree with everything he said, even including the expletive that I can't use out loud.
I don't know what the fuck is, okay?
Also, your only crime is being too much of a gooner. Destiny's just a little bit of a goofy gooner. It's not like he committed any serious...
Goofy gooner is a combination of words that I cannot believe I haven't heard before. Like a fucking... Dude, you're a goofy gooner, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna keep that. Thank you. Yeah, alright, fine.
Serious sex crimes. He's just a little gooner goblin. Look at my gooner goblin over there in the corner gooning.
It is career goonicide.
As usual, every single thing that Destiny says is an attempt to downplay, and refuse to take any fucking accountability. Then Destiny sent this to his chat. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny can respond to this video. He might not be able to respond directly to Pixie, and he might not be able to respond directly to Cherry. He absolutely can respond directly to this video. He's just choosing not to.
If I need to go on the sex offender list, I'm taking like 20 other streamers with me, okay?
Well, why do you know 20 other streamers that would belong on the sex offender registry?
Okay, lol W. Again, trying to deflect from taking responsibility by saying that a bunch of other streamers have done the same shit. If other streamers have done the same shit, then yeah, maybe they should be on the sex offender registry. Recently, another clip of Destiny resurfaced where he talked about how he knew that a bunch of different streamers had committed sex crimes against children, but he just didn't care to expose any of them.
This
like
is the
everybody's
Medicare
gotten
one?
pics and more from underage chicks, depending on what you've heard in different communities. No, let me finish. Just let me finish. In the esports community, okay, everybody has been involved in that shit, okay? And there have been people that have gone way farther than that.
Do you know people in the esports?
The crazy part is, like, for the first half of what he's saying, you could chalk it up to non-consensual picks, right? Until he says there are people who have gone way farther than that. But the only defense he'd have here is he has no definitive evidence that this has occurred. Now, we know there was a bunch of weird shit going on in, like, the esports Smash community, right? Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility this was happening.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
But, like, I mean, this is just an insane... Like, if you can't talk about it, why would you brag about knowing this information on a podcast? That's what, like... Yeah, okay, maybe you didn't have enough information to come forward. Then why do we know about it now?
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not going down that road. There's tons of rumors.
No. Wait a minute. If you're saying you have knowledge of a crime and you're not willing to bring it forward,
well, people talk about it, but like I don't have the means to go and acquire the evidence to. Like,
yeah, but why the fuck are you telling Mr. Medicare and Tonka Saw on an afternoon Saturday podcast?
To like name names and name victims and
break
like, find...
Dorito Gate right now, Destiny. Come on, let's hear it.
This is not my job. Listen, okay, I'm gonna be frank. I'm not gonna.
This is not my job. Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Then why'd you bring it up?
Fucking career to go on some fucking vendetta against a bunch of fucking video game guys. Okay, this is not my life.
Yeah, because they haven't slighted you yet. Is that why they haven't quite slighted you?
Now that his head is on the chopping block, I guess maybe he'll finally expose these abusers that he's been covering for years. And the last thing that Destiny has posted at the time of this recording was an absolutely hilarious meme on Twitter where he said, "Korean barbecue is a little overrated, but I've always loved the short rib at this place." And it's a picture of a Korean restaurant called Goon Barbecue. Again, implying that he's just too much of a gooner because gooner sounds a lot better than sex criminal. He is choosing to be his same old self, making jokes instead of taking accountability. This motherfucker has the absolute gall to release an entire manifesto about how Keffels needs to take accountability for her actions, but then once he's in shit, he takes absolutely no fucking accountability for his actions. Like, is this dude an actual
This is fucking fire, bro.
Fucking baby? Are you a child? In what fucking world is this the right way to respond to the fact that you violated—
Yeah, he doesn't have the goals, guys.
—one of your friends and, in your own words, severely psychologically damaged her?
This
Never
is
in
like—
a million years could I imagine being a soulless, heartless piece of shit like
this
who treats my best friends like actual human garbage. And for you to get up on your high horse and act like you're the moral police of the universe who has any place to judge other people while acting like this is fucking insane.
You know, with this whole situation, I don't think...
I mean, this is like so far, I mean, it's not really saying much because it's February. This is probably the best video I've watched this year. We'll see how it stacks up by the end of the year, but so far, this is the best video I've watched this year.
Steven shared this because he thought it was okay to share. I personally believe, this was my theory, that he shared this because he just didn't care and he didn't think that the other person would ever find out. And that to me is almost worse.
Yep.
Because it shows that you don't care about...
Alright, as I've seen more clips of ABBA in this video, I'm starting to think that, like, I was wrong about his video being bad. I'd have to go watch it myself. Wasn't super... I didn't really want, like, hear any of the, I didn't care about any real Orbiter stuff outside of the people who were directly working for him, because everybody else kind of did the right thing. I don't know, I guess I heard bad information on ABBA's video.
The people you slept with and who shared that intimate moment with you.
You should put every takedown video on a tier list. Do you want to do our... Maybe we could do that in the future, like our own little award show, but not an award show, where we take, like, the top 10 takedown videos and rank them at the end of the year that aren't, like, applicable directly to me or something, because I wouldn't really be able to rank a video if I'm mentioned in it, or make it. But, like, we just take, like, we rank the, like, as these videos come out, we give it, like, a nomination or whatever, and then at the end of the year, we rank the top 10. That would be cool. That'd be a fun one.
Recorded it. And it shows to me that if you are going to be able to avoid the...
It's a fine video, but downplays some of the stuff. I don't feel like Mr. Beard has really downplayed anything so far. If anything, I thought he was being a little too over the top with, like, one or two minor things. What do you think he's really downplayed?
Consequences of it, you'll say and do things behind closed door that are just...
Like, so far for this year, the 2 nominations for exposed videos of the year would be this one and then Ethan's video, the 2 content nukes. I don't think that there's anything else that's been super fucking crazy.
Unbecoming. And if I'm your
ABBA downplay. I understand what you mean.
friend and I see you do that to your other people that you slept with and you call friends, then I can only imagine that even for me, I might not be safe and I can't trust you. And what I see is another more failing where it's like when no one's watching, you're not doing the right thing. You can massage it however you want. It's a shitty thing to share a sex tape, but it's not the worst thing. I'm sorry. That's fucking garbage behavior, okay? It just is. Call it a spade. It's garbage behavior. Don't mush it over because you like your favorite streamer. Don't mush it over because you think he's important.
Like, this is the definitive Destiny video as of now. I don't think that there's a better Destiny video. Like, if anybody asks me, hey, I need to know what's going on, this is the Destiny video.
Politically, it's garbage behavior.
Right before uploading this video, another woman named Stasia just came out with allegations.
Uh-oh. I don't know anything about this one. What's happening?
That Destiny shared explicit material of her without her consent. And a woman named Denims just came out with an allegation that Destiny had recorded her without her knowledge. This recording was non-sexual, but apparently it's illegal to record people without their knowledge in that
Okay, so
Destiny
just weighing in on those because I didn't really talk about either of those on stream. Girl number 1, I don't know anything about, so I didn't report on it because there's not really any information there other than the fact that she's saying it. I'll wait for more information if there's like obviously Cherry's going through the police or whatever, so she's claimed to have filed a police report. That's a different story or whatever. We'll talk about the first one more. The second one, Denims' thing, I don't really care about it particularly. I don't think there's really an issue with how Denims explained it in her stream. If you go back and watch the VOD, not really a big deal. I do think the way that they're portraying her as the fourth girl who's come out against Destiny when it's a case of like being recorded without your consent due to like the two-party consent state law or whatever. I don't really care. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think most people involved in the situation have recorded somebody at some point, but I do think if he's blackmailing her with that information or something, or it goes like further than that, then whatever, sure, okay. I don't think that the I don't really see that like, these are not on the same plane. You shouldn't consider her being the fourth girl. But yeah, her clip in and of itself wasn't very bad. It's more Lance's tweet that I have a problem with. I don't consider her next to Pixie or any of these other people.
To ignore Stasia's allegations for some
Hey,
reason,
thank you so much for
but
the goal.
in response to Denim's allegations, he sent messages to his public chat threatening to leak the recordings of her in an attempt to silence her, showing that he is still engaging in the exact same behavior as always. So
I mean, like, I
now
did that to Sunday last week, and it wasn't like a gender thing.
we have 4 different women who Destiny allegedly shared
It pales in comparison, yeah. I mean, it's like shitter behavior, but we're talking about like this. The level of severity of things in this video are so high. I don't care about the Denims thing in particular.
nudes of without their consent. One woman that Destiny
Like, where would you put Denim? Where would you put him recording Denims and it violating California law in the segment about how he's got really weird comments about 15-year-old girls and boys and the weird like I guess community, like, I don't even know. The community fucking sexting and distributing naked pictures and stuff. It doesn't really fit the rest of the video.
Actually assaulted, one woman who felt pressured into sending Destiny feet pics, one woman who...
Yeah, we're talking about some pretty massive stakes right now.
And you know what else is massive?
Destiny allegedly recorded sexually without her knowledge, 2 men on Grindr who Destiny allegedly recorded sexually without their knowledge, and 1 woman who was recorded non-sexually without her knowledge for a grand...
I kind of agreed with Chud's take where it's like, I don't think that her video is super bad, but it's very obvious that she's probably you could read it in a way that she's getting involved specifically because it's self-serving to go after Destiny now because it's an open season time. And again, I don't have any problem with Mike from PA or any of these people doing that. It's just putting her next to all the other people isn't really... It's kind of downplaying what's happened to everybody else.
Total of 10 different victims that we know of so far. And this is of course not including the 15-year-old girl that Destiny shared bikini pictures of, or the 8-year-old boy whose penis Destiny stared at. When will Destiny's
I'm like we're jumping from that to that, and it's crazy.
Community
I got whiplash.
wake the fuck up and realize that Destiny is just not a good person.
He's not.
I know that I said that I wouldn't focus on my personal beef with Destiny in this video, but I wanted to
The parts where he did was good. He should have done it more. Actually, no, he shouldn't have. He didn't always look good in those. But the parts that he did use were good. They were sparingly used.
Just point out one thing. I found it really funny that in his Vosh manifesto, he cries about how people online have attacked him for identifying as non-binary in the past.
Many have attacked me in the past for identifying as a non-binary. I no longer identify this way, even though I've considered different sexual or gender identities and discussed it at length at various points in my stream.
Give us a massive emote. I actually should do that. I'll make new emotes. I have to update donation sounds. I want to remove all the Destiny stuff, put some new Hassan shit in there. Potentially I could take the Destiny Dan clip out, and I have like the SpongeBob version of it now. And then I might add some new emotes. Maybe we'll do that in March.
Stream.
Destiny and his...
Maybe I'll get it to unveil during the birthday pinball stream at the end of the month.
Community have been harassing me for years about identifying as non-binary. He said that he doesn't think my identity is real, and he tweeted that I'm faking being trans for clout, and I've had a bunch of his fans come and make fun of me anytime that I post about being non-binary, which made me feel like I had to go back into the closet at one point. But when people
Jesus Christ
attack Destiny for being non-binary,
many have attacked me in the past for identifying as a non-binary.
It really hurts his feelings. This is just another example.
I think this is fair too. I think this is a fucking great video.
Example of Destiny being a hypocritical little bitch who cries when people are mean to him, and then turns around and does that.
He's unironically, I learned the phrase cry bully from Destiny, and he is like the original cry bully. Like he is like he's patient zero of cry bullying.
Exact same shit to other people. If you want to be an asshole to non-binary people, be an asshole to non-binary people. But then don't be a weaselly little bitch who turns around and cries when people are an asshole to you about.
Which, by the way, is insane. There are so many weird Bo Blaxian parallels I've noticed about Destiny. Has anybody else kind of uncomfortably noticed a lot of weird parallels between Bo Blax and Destiny? Like that weird drama comment got him thinking, and now this weird like non-binary things got me thinking, and it's like the way that Bo Blax treated Tipster. I'm starting to notice some extremely uncomfortable Bo Blaxian it's weird.
Being non-binary. Destiny is the perfect example of rules.
One is Epstein and one's too retarded to become Epstein. That's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here, all right? One's Epstein and one of them is biologically locked from becoming Jeffrey Epstein.
For thee, but not for me. He says Bob 7 should have his life destroyed for sharing nudes without consent.
I'm not running around screen sharing people's nudes.
Then he shares nudes without consent. He criticizes Keffels for being a bully while he's the biggest fucking bully.
If you replace women with Sonic, the star's a lion.
On the internet. He cries about how people on the internet have doxed him, and then he turns around and doxes a woman who he is secretly in an active sexual relationship with. He says,
dude, that's fucking I didn't even know the Kiwi Farms clip. That's even crazier.
To sext women who are on large streams.
Like I just thought it was bad because he was. Oh wow. That's just
I think it is.
That's not good.
It's wrong. Yeah, I don't think you should.
And then he turns around and sexts every single fucking woman on his large stream. He says it's super weird to sex 19-year-olds because they're basically children.
You're a little kid.
And then he fucking sexts a 19-year-old. He says we need to hold Keffels responsible for her actions, and then he takes absolutely no fucking responsibility for his actions. My worst crime was being too much of a gooner. If you go back and rewatch this entire video, do you agree with Destiny that his worst crime is just being too much of a gooner? Destiny, you are not too much of a gooner, you are a sex criminal. To this day, Destiny is still refusing to fully take accountability for his actions, as he has done through every single fucking step of his career. According to Destiny, he really hates weasels. He even has a weasel emote that people spam in his chat whenever someone is trying to weasel their way out of an argument or is refusing to take accountability for their actions. Well, Destiny, I think you should get this emote tattooed on your fucking forehead. You are a weak, pathetic little weasel, and I hope that everyone has finally opened their eyes to.
Bro, this is like Ryan Beard got it out, dude. Ryan Beard has been fucking. This is like all the way back. This is like dread. This is anger. Run from it. Ryan Beard will come back. Okay.
How much?
This is like. This is like you bully this kid. Destiny bullied this kid on the playground, and then Destiny was like a broke fucking former jock, peaked in high school loser, and this guy came back as like a fucking jacked fucking crypto millionaire and just beat him to a pulp as an adult. It's like insane.
Much of a wriggling little weasel you always have been. I hope that after this you take a long
What is their history? I just remember a bunch of cringy debates like 5 years ago.
look in the mirror and you realize that you actually
Yeah, this is like a Dhar Mann success story, only it's in real life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just expecting Sniper Wolf to show up and be like, it's okay, we can get... Listen, it is very important that you be yourself.
Have a lot more in common with Keffels than you would ever care to admit to yourself. You have both...
What happens next is shocking. There's a next? There's only a minute left. What else could be in here?
Lied to and scammed your audience. You are both
Oh
massive
my
bullies.
God, bro.
You both aren't afraid to use harmful tactics to get what you want. And most of all, you both have a pathological need to avoid ever taking accountability.
No!
So from now on, I shall be referring to you as Keffels Denis. How's that for a nuke, buddy? Anything else?
I'm texting Ryan Beard. This might
Did I not ask
be a solid...
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Holy shit, that's crazy. I just texted Ryan Beard. That's fucking crazy, dude. What the fuck, bro?
Video ends. I've linked the fundraiser for Pixie to sue Destiny down below. If you would consider donating to that, I would appreciate it so much. If this lawsuit is successful, maybe this is finally an opportunity for Destiny to...
I just banned probably an Aiden alt from the chat. You're dodging that Ryan Beard claiming Steven essayed. We covered this in the entire beginning of the video. He's talking about the groping thing. Yeah, that we did a whole part on that. It's okay. Oh, God.
Be held accountable for his actions.
Sorry, Hypocrisy Hunter. You lose, good sir.
I've also linked accounts for Pixie, Cherry, Lav, and Melina down below and recommend you give them a follow. I think in situations like these, victims can end up being kind of just used as ammo for different people to fling shit at each other, and these victims can end up being collateral damage. So it would be super nice if you could go show them some love after all of the shit that they've had to endure from Destiny and his community. I also wanted to let you know that I got Pixie and Cherry and Lav's blessing to make this video, and I really hope that I approach things in a way that they will approve of. I know that I did some shit flinging in this video because I really don't like Destiny, but I hope that I approach things with nuance, understanding, and empathy for the victims. Also, in a little over a month, I have a massive 3-hour-long project that I've been working on.
I said this to him just now, and I think I basically... This is probably my... This is an hour and 30-minute video that feels like it's got no fat on it. That's just like why my brain is exploding right now. Like, this video is just shot after shot after shot after shot, to the point where if you really have like issues with it, they're, I guess, extremely minor. Like, I didn't have to sit here and like groan or like fucking like roll my eyes at like anything. It's just like, for an hour and 30-minute video, this is just extremely lean.
On for the last 6 months or so coming out. I think this is going to be the...
It felt half the length. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe I've been streaming for 6 hours. I just lost like, I like an entire hour just like disappeared from my mind.
Last traditional commentary video that I make on this channel. If you want to see more like short form commentary video.
Like, even when I'm literally like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to defend this Courtney comment. He immediately just clarifies it. Immediately, it's like, no, this one's a joke, but the other ones aren't a joke. It's like, it's good.
Go check out my other channel, which is also linked.
Guys, this is Ryan Beard. I never thought I'd say this, but I mean, this is his channel, 670,000 subs. He makes content on political stuff, and this is like a run-of-the-mill video for him. I didn't realize that he was getting million-view videos.
What is Bunty King to you?
A person? Holy shit.
Who is Bunty King?
But yeah, this is a great video.
I don't...
What was the last little bit of his plug?
Like Destiny, but I hope that I approach things with nuance, understanding, and empathy for the victims. Also, in a little over a month, I have...
And the thing is, you don't even feel incredible bias or anything here from somebody who obviously hates Destiny. It just feels like he's going through and just reading off the facts.
Massive 3-hour-long project that I've been working on for the last 6 months or so.
Like, I don't think Hassan has the... like, he couldn't make this video. Denims couldn't make this video. Mike from PA couldn't make this video. And this guy probably hates Destiny as much as all of those other people, and he's able to make a good video.
Coming out. I think this is going to be the last traditional commentary video that I make on this channel. If you want to see more like short form commentary videos, go...
Denims couldn't make a video. Yeah, exactly. Hey, thank you guys for hitting the goal. We just hit a massive goal.
And you know what else is massive?
Oh,
Check
man.
out my other channel, which is also linked in the description. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see that massive project that
The what project? The what?
And you know what else is massive?
Yeah. Thank you for making this video and compiling it all in one place. Your point about it being old news really struck me. For someone that works online, I'm chronically out of the loop with internet drama. I only never knew Destiny clips when he attacked Ben Shapiro at Candace Owens. Correction, in the original version of this video, I accused Anna of stalking Destiny based on allegations that he had made against her. After talking to Anna myself, she showed me evidence that Destiny privately admitted to her the stalking allegations were a lie. I would like to apologize to Anna for promoting this allegation of stalking from Destiny as a fact. I think this goes to show another example of the type of manipulation that Destiny's community have been pushing against its victims. However, I take full responsibility for making the mistake. It's incredibly important to me that I got all the facts right, and I'm deeply sorry to Anna if me supporting this allegation from Destiny brought her any emotional distress. After talking with Anna, we are on good terms with each other, and she said that she's perfectly happy with me leaving this pinned comment and editing the stalking allegation out of the video. Okay. The only thing I would say there is I thought you, like, did they not watch the video prior? They just had consent to release it, I guess. Apparently he responds in here. I didn't just blindly believe Anna. She showed me evidence Destiny has lied. And I do think, like, people are trying to push anyone away from talking to Anna. I do think engaging with, like, listening to Anna, I think a lot of people, including myself, probably owe Anna an apology for things we've said in the past. I was not very kind to her. And it does turn out to be significantly more complicated than I was aware. Appreciate you calling out this behavior. It's vile. That brother hates women, and I cannot be convinced otherwise. People of YouTube, this needs to explode. This needs to go to all platforms. Again, I don't know why there's not a... I'm going to tweet this video out, too. I don't know. What's the best way to do that? I feel like a screenshot, not a link, is probably the best way to do it. But, because I don't think...
I don't wish
just tweeting a link is going to boost it. If you're watching the VOD, go check it out on his channel. Why would that be better? Obviously a link. Twitter deboosts links. So you just don't tweet links. You put the link under the tweet.